Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from Cleveland, Ohio, I give you BVO.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking, defeat ain't an option. Let them know, shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know, every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know, I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show, this is BVO.
On behalf of BVO Sports TV, we would like to thank our sponsor, Raycon, makers of the Raycon Everyday Earbuds, the perfect model for premium sound with active noise cancellation to block out distractions and transparency mode to keep you aware of your surroundings. They are the ideal for your everyday needs. Just visit RayconGlobal.com. That's RayconGlobal.com and elevate your listening experience. Attention fight fans in the DMV. It's live, it's local, it's boxing. Jetter Promotions, RDR Promotions, in association with Maryland Live Hotel and Casino in Hanover, Maryland, presents a night of championship boxing, Saturday, November the 22nd, featuring some of your favorite DMV boxers. In her professional debut, we've got Bria Miller, Casey Wheels Wheeler, Keith Saunders, Nasheed Sugar Sheed Smith, Tyler John Wayne Langer, Jakeem Too Sharp Hutcherson, Mikai No Limit Phillips, Derek Scooter Davis, Ahmed Momo Jones, Brandon the Hitter Chambers, Ezra No Time Turner, and in our main event, we've got Michael the Professor Fox. Tickets are available through AXS or at the Live Hotel and Casino box office. November the 22nd, doors open at 5 p.m. Welcome to BVO Sports TV. In association with Brent Wade Holdings, the content you're about to see includes opinions, stories, and discussions created for entertainment purposes only. The views expressed do not reflect the official policy or position of BVO Sports TV or Brent Wade Holdings, LLC. Viewers and listeners are encouraged to think critically and form their own opinions.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy BBO Sports TV. We back. My bad, running a little bit behind, but we back. Just want to say salute to everybody supporting the channel. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. So we got a lot to talk about today because boxing is back. Big time boxing is back. We got a lot of fights coming up. We got Lamont Roach versus Esau Cruz. We got the young future champion, Abdullah Mason from Cleveland, the King of Cleveland. Getting ready to become a first-time world champion. Saudi Arabia, so salute to him, man. I'm excited about that young brother getting a chance to win a championship and bring it back home to Cleveland. So we gonna have some fun, man. Talk some of this boxing as only we can at the People's Network. That's Sports Talk Network. Definitely salute to everybody showing love. But let's get to it. So Dillian White says we won't know how good Usyk is until he fights Worley. He's saying, salute to my brother City Kid. He's saying, hey, in order for us to know how good this brother Usyk is, he has to be Fabio Worley. He said if he beats Fabio Worley, he might be the best fighter we've seen in 25 years. I don't know if I agree with that because I think Usyk is great. I think Usyk, just like Buntry, people messed up and let him grow into the division, and now you see what he can really do. Salute to my brother Bentley pulling up. And when you get a guy like that who grows into a division and shows you what he really can do, it just changes everything. And I think when we talk about a guy like Usyk, I think he's already all-time great. Is he the greatest of all time? I wouldn't say that. But I would say he's one of my favorite fighters to watch. He's one of those guys who, I'll fight anybody, I think Usyk is good. 2 wins over Tyson and Gypsy King Fury. 2 wins over unified champion AJ Anthony Joshua, one of my favorite guys, man. And then he got a couple wins over guys that you wouldn't even expect him to beat. I mean, I'm just excited about him, and I gotta just say, I think he's great as well. I don't know the whole extra sauce that he's not as good as people think, and all that. I don't know where that come from, because I feel like he improved a lot, and he put it all on the line, because he one of those guys where guess what, man? Anybody he could get his hands on, he got his hands on and beat him to death. So I got to give him his respect on that. Salute to my brother Kangaroo pulling up. I'm just excited about boxing to be back. And I want to talk a little bit about this. People might not agree with me. Oh, that's right. He do got 2 wins over Triple D, Daniel Dubois, which is a great point. Salute to my brother Juan, man. My favorite Puerto Rican. But I'll say this. We got to be honest here. Usyk already done great things. I think at the end of the day, if he beats Worldly, he can go ahead and call it a career, because he done everything you could expect him to do. I don't think there's nothing out there for him. I mean, other than Caballero. And do I think he fights Caballero? No, I don't, because I think Caballero's a monster. His name is Triple D, not Triple D. Hey, you got to give him credit, though. At least he didn't falter, man. My only thing with Triple D is this, man. He just missing that extra whip whap. That's all he missing, man. He missing that little extra gear. But as far as a fighter, he 26, 27. As Flo said, hell of a fighter. And I'm a huge fan of him. And I think he does a terrific job getting into these big fights and doing his thing. He said, yeah, he Doug Parker. I mean, you can say that, but don't forget he beat Herkovich. He beat a lot of nice fighters, man. So I'm not gonna sit here. He beat Big Baby Miller. He beat Big Baby Miller. I mean, he's a pretty nice fighter, man. Is he perfect? No, but he done a lot more than most. And to me, what's Joe Parker's best win? A half-dead Deontay Wilder? I don't know. He's just one of them guys where he's that's his best win, beating a half-dead Deontay Wilder, who was already in a wheelchair, about to get thrown out the sport. So, play it how you want. I'll say this. Usyk, to me, is an overachiever. I felt like Usyk really reached another gear I never thought he could get to. And he did. He really did. And it's exciting, because he's shown that if you want something bad enough, you can have it. And for a lot of us that look up to that, that's something you can really say is amazing. I just think at some point, man, we got to just be honest and upfront and say, you know what? A lot of guys we wish move like Usyk. A lot of guys we wish move like Anthony Joshua, but they don't. But let's not forget this. I got to talk about this. Y'all got to forgive me. There's a lot of pickle pullers trying to tell me. He said Caballero is a favorite contender, ATM. I'm trying to find someone to make a cut like this. Yeah, we don't need no more reggaeton, Juan. We don't want no more reggaeton, man. What I would say, Juan, look out for your boy, man, and drop and give away a membership or something. That's what I would say. But salute to my brother Juan. But I would say this: if we're talking about big time boxing, I can't believe we got so many pickle pullers that want to talk crazy about Jake Paul. Didn't y'all just say Jake Paul Tank was a bad fight? But tell me why I heard a pickle puller say, no, he ducking Tank by fighting AJ. Yeah, that's what he's doing. No. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. The pickle pullers are nasty. And I'll tell you this. The crazy part about the pickle pullers is this. The way y'all pickle pulling, I would have passed out. I would have been on the ground shaking. The way they pickle pulling, man. Don't sit here and tell me that fighting a 2-time unified champion, heavyweight champion in your weight class, bigger than you, taller than you, ain't a better fight than fighting a man who's 135 pounds. Stop this. Well, my man Shannon say, stop this. Stop it. I don't know what people talking about. He said, my man said, I think Jake Paul is good for AJ. His chin is gone. If it is gone, I'm going to say this. Can my man Jake get some credit? He went and got the biggest, baddest nigga he could find from the UK, fish and chips, and said, come on. But y'all tell me that the Tank versus Jake Paul is a bad fight. But then I got pickle pullers. Pickle pull Tank from the back talking about, oh no, he ducking Tank to fight AJ. What? I gotta stop it. I don't get it. One thing I learned about Jake Paul, nobody even appreciates the fact that Jake Paul has eyes on the sport that we love that usually don't watch it. And that's fair. You can say he destroys them, but we won't know till they fight. I mean, we got to stop this. He said, we all know, well, that Tank and Jake fight wasn't going to happen. I thought it was, to be honest with you, Bentley. I thought it was. Salute to my brother, Bentley. Shout out to Carroll City, man. Shout out to Carroll City, man. Shout out to Lil Haiti, man. Shout out to Lil Cuba, man. Definitely shout out to whole Broward County, man. Shout out to Broward County, man. Shout out, they call it Miami Gardens now. We still call it Carroll City. Shout out to Carroll City, man. You go across that bridge. Shout out to my brother. He said, they're trying to make us forget about Lamont Roach. That's why they did the PR move. Exactly, CTK, the script is written. He said, bro, it's like Jenna what is it? It's like Jenna Jameson's virginity, bro. Gone. Hey, and I'm going to put it like this. That's a stone cold hated response, but I respect it. You definitely right. Definitely, Billy. Shout out to the whole South Florida, but mainly shout out to Snappers, best fish and chicken in Broward County, man. Shout out to Fort Lauderdale. Shout out to the whole Miami area, surrounding area. Shout out to Broward County. He said you've been working hard, giving us some great content. I appreciate you, my brother. But we gotta give my man Jake Paul some credit. Y'all said he wasn't fighting nobody. He go get Joshua. He go dig Joshua up. Now y'all want to give him credit still? Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Y'all can't do that. Y'all can't do that. As my uncle said it best, you gotta stop this game playing with it coming down to guys they don't like. You gotta stop picking and choosing. But I will say this: no matter how it turns out, I definitely want to see the fight. If Jake Paul get knocked out, he get knocked out. But I give him credit for trying to get the fight, because a lot of our favorite fighters won't fight nobody, and that's a fact. That's not something BBO made up. That's not something I'm just saying. That's what happens. We don't get big fights like we want to. But I will say this: I think this Esau Cruz, Lamont Roach fight is going to be better than people think. I got an honest opinion. I think Lamont Roach might get stopped. I think he might get stopped. And the only reason I say that, because he got something to prove. He might try to go in there and knock this dude out. If he go in there and try to knock this dude out, he's going to lose. But if he go in there and box responsibly, it'd be a good fight. Just to be honest with you, I'm not the biggest fan of Lamont Roach. I'm not. I feel like the American hero Jamel Herring beat him to death. I mean, what are we talking about? He said, my man said, AJ should walk through Jake. He's going to return boxing back to great again, like AJ did against Francis Ngannou. And guess what? That might catapult AJ to another fight. And it's another stupid payday, as my man Floyd said, another stupid payday. So I think it's going to be good no matter how you slice it. But for me to sit here and say, no, I don't want to see the fight, that's ridiculous. And for all the pickle pullers who want to pull Tank till he fall out, I got to stop it, man. It's getting weird. It's getting weird how guys really go out their way to down fighters. For what? What did you get out of doing that? He said Lamont beat some easy. Pitbull is one punch away from staying drunk. Hey, I definitely can believe he's pretty good. Shout out to my nephew, man. My man Insane. Shout out to my brother Insane. Shout out to my nephew, y'all. Hey, shout out to the west side of Long Beach, man. Definitely shout out to the west side. We don't mess with the east side, but shout out to the west side of Long Beach. But I'll say this. If we being honest here, it just goes to show you no matter what you do, you can't please nobody. So you might as well do what you want to do. So I think in this case, I hope AJ do like my man Breadman did when he had my boy Elvis, a.k.a. Caleb Plant, in the corner talking about Forget these fans. Forget the fans. Sometimes you can't win for losing. I seen fans do this. My boy Virgil Ortiz went in there against Godzilla, a monster. Everybody had Lubin picked, and he beat him to death. He beat him to death, and nobody wants to even remember that what happened. And that's why I always say there's no winning. There's no winning in boxing when it comes to that stuff, man. It just is what it is, man. And I've learned the hard way that too many times some of these guys just pick a pull. They want this to happen to them.
Okay.
They want to get splashed with the pickle, so they do that pickle pulling. And I think it sucks, man, because it hurts the sport when they do that. And it's horrible because guess what? Virgil went in there with a guy that y'all had picked, and y'all still don't want to give a brother no credit. You bring Boots in there with his raggedy self, tumble he want to fight, blah, blah, blah. And now because Oscar don't want to make the fight, y'all want to blame Virgil. Virgil ain't in charge of his career, man. Stop. Here go my man, here go my brother CDK talking crazy, but I love him. I love him. He said Vegas didn't have Lubin pick. Hey, man, shout out to my brother CDK, man. Become a channel member, brother. I'll say this. Shout out to all the race fans that said they got Lubin because he was black. And guess what? He got the black beat off of him. He got the black beat off of him. They beat the ribs, greens, cornbread, grape Kool-Aid out of that dude. Because we don't play that. We don't play that. Virgil's a real fighter, man. You got to come on your A game. You're getting beat dead. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Virgil don't play that. He don't play them games. He's not like your boy Boots fighting Keith Van Herden, fighting, what's my dude's name? Sergey Lipinets, fighting, what's the dude? Used limo driver. Man, get out of here, dog. Get out of here. Shout out to my brother. Shout out to my brother CDK. So I was the first member. Hey, come back to the family, man. We need you in the house, OG. Definitely become a member again. That's what we here for. But I'll say this, man. Y'all want to tell me about a guy who got beat to death? How? What my man Dion said when they stole the stuff, I was like, how? What do y'all want? What do y'all want, man? Shout out to Angie, baby. What do y'all want, man? How many people got to get beat dead by Virgil before y'all realize he's that guy? He's that guy. We ain't got to sit here and break down fights that we waiting to see, like Black Jesus versus Norman Jr. We ain't got to wait for that. We just had a fight just now. And guess what? Virgil went in there and beat the black off of it. Beat him dead. Hey, what my man Free said? His hands dropped. He out. Out. Let's y'all forgot about that, man. Virgil keep beating people dead. I mean, get a man his credit. Get a man his credit, because this is what Virgil do to people.
I really bury motherfuckers.
That's what he do. He beat people dead. So, I mean, give my man Virgil some credit. What my man said? Get a man his credit. You heard him. You heard him. And then I ain't hear none of these goofy fans talking about, oh, yeah, he need to fight Boots. He ducking Boots. Boots who fight Keith Van Herden? Get him out of here. Back him up. Virgil, only thing I learned from Boots in that whole thing was that he got a speech impediment. That's it. That's all I learned. But I love him. That's my brother. And I'm going to be real, beloved. I hated to see him get beat like that because that's my guy. That's my guy. So, I mean, I'm gonna just call it right down the middle. Because I can love Virgil and I can love Boots. I love Boots. I like the way Boots beat up Keith Van Herden. I like how he beat up Sergey Lipinets. I like how he beat my man Limo Sandwich and then gave him 2 Philly cheesesteaks. So shout out to the dude who ran and got whoever got the cheesesteaks for Boots to get a used limo driver. I wish I was there to kick you right in the butt, you clown. Because at the end of the day, y'all knew he couldn't win. That's the only kind of fights Boots want to have, but we love him anyway. We love him anyway. He's an entertainer, not a serious fighter like Virgil, but he's a good fighter. He said Virgil and Boots want to fight for bragging rights. I thought we fight for titles and money. That's what I thought. What's going on, Coach? How you feeling, man?
I'm good. How you?
Good, man. We gotta talk about we ain't seeing you, Coach. You been hiding out, man. Nah.
No, I just been in the gym working, man.
Hey, you stay working, man.
Right.
But let me ask you this: did you see that performance from Virgil Ortiz, the young brother from Texas?
Yeah, I seen that bone.
Ah, come on, coach. You can't say that. They people gonna think you serious, coach. You can't say that.
Man. I mean, look, he fought Eric Lubin, which was a great fighter in his prime. Eric
Hmm.
Lubin, he was knocked out 2 times before he fought Ortiz
Yeah, by top guys. Yep.
by top guys. There you go. And then he get put in another tough fight with
Hmm.
another tough guy. Come on, man, be for real. And then he what 35? How much you think he got left in his tank?
No, he's 30. Cause I like how you put that sauce on it.
Oh,
Let me
he's
check my
30?
wallet. Let me check my wallet.
Yeah.
Go putting that sauce on that.
No, I thought he was 35. He 30, but
He
still, I mean,
30.
come on, man. He's a what, 6, 7 time national champion. He done had
Yep.
over 300 something amateur fight. Come on,
Hmm.
man. And then how many pro fights he got?
I couldn't tell you offhand, but probably a
Right.
little less than 30.
Uh-huh. And then how many wars he been in?
Every fight been a war just about.
There you go. Ain't but so much you can. And
Yeah,
then Ortiz is just in his 20s, right?
yeah. I think Virgil what 26, 27.
Yeah,
I don't
he
know. My
he
man, my man Price ain't got his other phone. Usually he be my fat guy. I don't know what's going on. He must be over there asleep.
No, I was actually looking up Lubin is he's 30, 27 and 27 and 3. All
Yeah,
three
but
of
uh
his
I had it.
losses been by knockout though. So
yeah.
Coach
I
Mighty
was
got a point. He got
I was right on
he
the
got a
money
lot of
though.
miles on his tread to be young, you know.
There you go. He got a lot of miles on that Acura he driving.
Hmm.
On that, you go. Hey, hey, I forgot you was cold like that. But that being said, what do you think about getting to see Lamont Roach get in there with Esau Cruz? That's a big fight coming up. You excited about that fight?
About Isaac Cruz? Come
And
on, man.
Lamont Roach.
Come on, man. I mean, Isaac Cruz, I mean, you been had a blueprint to him. It's just guys didn't know how to fight him. I mean, it's not hard to fight Isaac Cruz, man. You could if he's a great boxer, you have good defense, you can box him all day long. And that's something that I think Lamont Roach can go out there and do. I mean, I don't know how good of a shot he can take. I don't know if Isaac Cruz hit as hard as Javante Davis, but if he don't hit as hard as Javante Davis and Lamont Roach can box him well, which I think he should and will
Mm-hmm.
do, it's a
Mm-hmm.
no-brainer, man. He should be able to win the fight. Isaac Cruz doesn't, and I fought his dad. The difference between them two was that his dad had a jab at least. You know what I'm saying? His pop popped me with a jab every now and then. But Isaac Cruz don't have a jab. He don't understand range. He just throw from anywhere. I think if he was taught a little more different about his
Mm-hmm.
range and how he can use it, it'd be devastating. Plus he can punch, but you just going out there having a one shot hitter that don't work with the great boxers like Lamont Roach, and it might even be a big upset if Ryan Garcia could know how to box well
Hold
without
on, hold on, coach. Hold on, coach. We're not gonna let you get away with this. We're not gonna see coach do this because he a legend. He could just say what he wants. But you beat Arturo Gotti. Arturo Gotti was beating people dead.
okay, but what was the difference between? Well, it's really no different. Arturo Gatti was killing people because why? They were sitting in front of him, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Come on, man. A guy that actually knew how to box and can get away and maybe could take his shots. Give Arturo
Hmm.
Gatti problems all the time. Look at Angel Man Freddy. Angel Man Freddy boxing real good. I think that if they would have had a couple more rounds left, I think Gatti would have caught up with Angel. But Angel was boxing pretty well, real good.
You know what
Yeah.
they say. I used to hear this from my grandfather all the time. Ain't about what we could have did, it's what you did or what you didn't do.
There's that. It ain't about what you could have done or what you should have done. It's what you did the night of the fight or preparing for it. I just think these guys get real. lackadaisical about what they can do and how they can do it.
Hmm.
I can also speak for myself. A lot of times we get caught up in the crowd, man. The crowd can really actually help you take over a fight, or it can actually help you lose a fight. You just got to
What you mean
stick
when you
to,
say take over a fight? How can it help you take over a fight?
because the crowd gets you so amped and have you just like you on top of the world. I'm saying anything and everything you throw is great, even if you ain't a puncher. You could be hitting this guy with shots that you wouldn't never hit nobody else with, and the crowd would be going crazy, and you sitting there happy go lucky about it.
So speaking of that, another fight I want to ask you before I bring my brother Prize or bring my brother B3 in. I want to ask you, do you know much about Abdullah Mason, the Pride of Cleveland?
No, but I've seen him fight. I really do like him.
Yeah.
I think he's a great fighter. He's
Hmm.
young, still has a lot to learn. There are a lot of mistakes that I see he makes, but with it being a great fighter, what makes you great and what makes you above each and every fighter that's in your weight class or people contest you with is that you learn from fights. If you don't learn from a fight that you fight, I don't care if you win, lose, or draw. If you don't learn from your fight, I can't understand.
So even when you say that, when you see a guy, now I won't be like you because I know you're a real nice brother, so you'll say great. I won't say he's great till he do something, but when I see Abdullah Mason, I see a lot of different guys in him. I think he's more closer to just being a very good puncher, boxer. I'm wondering, do you think he'll have that same kind of power when he get in there with guys that's as good as him? What would you say?
They'd make it tough for him. He would have to be like a Floyd Mayweather. Not saying fight like a Floyd Mayweather, but he had to be smart like Floyd. And he has to be smart like Roy.
Hmm.
He has to have that phenomenal attributes like Purnell. You
Hmm.
put all that into one, and it comes out to be great. You know what I'm saying? There probably are still things that we haven't seen a Mason do
Hmm.
that we know he can do. He don't do it because sometimes you get into a fight and you just feel as though you don't need to do it, or you don't need to bring this out right now because it's not he not bringing it out of you. Like sometimes some guys can throw a left hook. A left hook will be there, but he'd never throw it because he don't see it. And then when he get home and he watch the tape, he'd be like, man, I know I should have threw that hook all night long. That hook was sitting there for me and I didn't throw it. That's something you gotta go home and you gotta work on. Now you gotta put it in your arsenal and you gotta put it to where you can place it. You gotta know how to place it, when to place it. You might be able to place it when you're on the ropes, might be able to place it in the center of the ring. Those are the smart fighters. Those are the smart fighters that can go home and look at their tapes and see what they done wrong and see what they can correct. And the ones that don't know how to fight and don't just go in there and just want to kill a guy, they have no type of direction on how to change things.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring my brother B3 and go ahead B3.
What's happening, Coach? Listen, I want to ask you about this real quick. And I'm gonna be honest, BVO's my brother, and I support him. His monologue over Virgil, I'm just glad he was able to catch his breath.
Oh my god.
Now, I wanted to speak about the young guy Tiger Johnson. If you got a chance to see him versus Nicholas Floss over the
This
weekend,
is a sick Negro.
No, I don't think I seen him. No, I didn't see him.
you didn't get to see Tiger. Okay. Well, Delonte Johnson, he's Ohio. He's from Ohio, and he had a great stoppage.
No,
He's
he's from
moving up the
Cleveland.
rank.
He's from Cleveland, man. He's from
To
Cleveland.
be specific, he's from Cleveland. Um, he got a great stoppage victory, so he's moving up the ranks. He's ranked at 147 now. So, I mean, he's somebody to look out for at welterweight.
Okay,
Look like Sugar Ray Leonard, man. You should have seen him.
really? And,
Yeah.
and, and that's another thing. I mean, y'all guys, I know y'all guys watch a lot of fights. Y'all
Hmm.
very experienced when it comes to fights and dialogue and fights. Um, One thing I don't like about the public see a kid fight one fight and he's tremendous. Guys want to start putting that stamp on him that he's the greatest or he's better than this guy. There. You gotta understand, guys like Leonard, guys like Roy, guys like Purnell, um, Floyd, those and gotta go back to like Muhammad Ali. All those guys were unique. They was different. They was really special. Those guys were really special. There's not really nobody out here right now that I feel as though has those tremendous characters of all three. And I mean, I'm from Philly. I love Jerron. Jerron has a lot of great things that he does, and I believe that he can do. I just think that we need to see these guys fight the top line guys in order for us to see these different traits come out these guys. We'll say this guy's a big puncher, and he's only a big puncher because everybody he fought stood in front of him. What's going to happen when he fights a guy that's a puncher boxer?
Mhm.
Can he cut the ring off? Do we know how to cut the ring off and hit him with a right hand lead and a left hook, or do we know how to go to the body? These are the things that I think that we need to start looking into these guys about. Like y'all say, Abdullah Mason. I think Abdullah Mason is great, but Abdullah Mason gonna need that one fight. I don't know what it is, but he gonna need that one fight for us to really say that this kid is really what it takes, and this kid is what we need to say that he's the greatest. Nobody has really. I haven't really seen nobody fight like that yet. Nobody. Haven't seen nobody stand up to the test to be called the greatest. I mean, everybody we want to see fight each other, they either ducking somebody or they going to another avenue, or they going into a different category, or they fighting somebody else different. It, to me, it's really becoming mind-boggling with the boxing because the
Hmm.
boxing as it was in the '70s and the '80s.
Yeah, I'll ask you this though, Coach. Now shout out to my brother Ernest. He one of my channel members, man. He was a huge fan of Victor Conti. I mean, I think they said he cried like a newborn when Victor passed. Did you what do you feel about Victor's legacy in boxing?
Victor had a great. It's kind of hard to say. I think he had a great resume. Thought he was a great fighter.
No,
He passed
Victor
away.
Conti, the guy from Balco,
The snack founder.
Snack Founder.
Oh,
Yeah.
um,
He worked with Clarissa Shields. He used to remember
Devin
yeah,
Haney and Terrence.
Marion Jones, Barry Bonds.
it's kind of hard to say about because everybody has their opinion about a certain guy. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that in order for you to feel as though you're the greatest and you want to be stamped as the greatest, you got to do a lot of things in this sport to become and called the greatest.
Yeah. Um, go ahead, Prize and B3. I know y'all got stuff. Go ahead.
Go ahead, B3.
Coach, let me ask you this. What is your thoughts on the Devin Haney versus Norman Jr. matchup that's coming up? It's actually next week. It's on the 22nd. What's your
That's
thoughts
just
on that fight?
um, I can't. I haven't really seen Brian Norman. I mean, like he quiet all the critics. I mean, like we all said that he wasn't this guy. We didn't think much of him, but when he got put in a fight that we didn't think was going to be going his way, or we didn't think it was his way, he surprised us. Surprised us. He went over there and he knocked the guy out. I think he's very strong. I think he can punch. I just need to see what he can do with a guy like Devin Haney. Devin Haney is a great boxer, but Devin Haney to me doesn't have everything he needs as an arsenal to keep Brian Norman off of him. But styles make fights, and then
Hmm.
you can't really tell until your behind is in there and you actually fighting that fight because you can have a game plan for 7 to 8 weeks. And Mike said it best: if you get punched in the mouth, everything goes out the window. Your
Hmm.
whole
Mhm.
your whole game plan goes out the window. You and your coach worked on a certain game plan for 8 weeks. You get punched out of the corner. And then you call looking at you like, man, we ain't working on nothing like that. What is going on? Oh, you want to change your whole game plan now because you feel yourself in a different fight now. I just think a kid that has all the tools and can stick to what it is he has to do in the fight. I don't care whatever he gets hit with. It does
Mm-hmm.
not change his mind. He stays and stick to it. As long as it's working for him, keep it going. If you have to change it, change it. A lot of these fighters
Mm-hmm.
don't know how to change their avenues. I mean, they be boxing well, be boxing real good, very very good. Then all of a sudden they got to change their format of the fight. And don't know how to do it.
Hmm.
I was gonna say that when you look at boxing and you got a chance to see some of the best. Is it hard to not see so many guys not take those big fights to kind of see what they can really do?
Yeah, it really is. I each and every day I say to myself, I try to put it all in different categories. Is it money?
Mm-hmm.
Is it is it the promoters? Is it actually the fighter?
Mm-hmm.
Um, is it you gotta also, a lot of people don't want to talk about the camp, but is it the camp? I mean, if you have a great if you have a great trainer that knows the sport very well, because I don't like to call it a game, but if they know the
Mm-hmm.
sport very well, they know what's capable of you doing and what you're not capable of doing. And sometimes, guys just come out there and they just show that brilliance, that magnificence for that one night to get them over a hump. And sometimes it takes just that one fight for that fighter to get over the hump and say, "Well, look, I'm here now. I can take this. I feel myself at a point where I'll fight anybody." You know what I'm saying? And then you have some guys be like, I don't know if I'm quite ready just yet. And then they going in for all the wrong reasons. Money. Of course, money is the rule of all evil. And I'm thinking that's what it is. A lot of these fighters are taking fights for the wrong reason. And then you have some that don't that's like, man, look, no, I ain't think it was gonna be like this. I think I better sit down for a minute.
Let me ask you this: how important is sparring? There's been like a big back in your day. They didn't show sparring as much as they do now. I think Lennox Lewis was the first one to really do it. But what you think about Blair Cobb showing, and he's from Philly, showing him beating Devin Haney to the death in those videos? What you think about that? Is that fair or foul to show sparring footage like that? I mean, he was beating Devin. He's beating the life out of Devin. It was pretty bad.
Well, it can work. It can work to your advantage. It can work to your disadvantage. A lot of times it works to your disadvantage because guys don't want to take fights when they see you actually doing what you can do in training. But what I've come to learn in my time of being in this sport, just because you had a bad day in the gym or a guy got the best of you that day in the gym, it really doesn't mean too much because I've known guys in my era when I came through were guys that were just pounded. I mean, they got their behinds handed to them in the gym and training for 4 to 6 weeks and this, that, and then they messed around and took a fight and it was nothing. They was nothing like they were when they came to train. They was totally a different fighter. We looked at him and was like, yo, that wasn't the guy that was in camp 6 weeks getting his behind handed to him. So it's kind of like up in the air. Just because you see a guy get his behind beat in the gym, that don't mean you gonna do it to him.
Yeah. And also too, I don't know if you've been keeping up with the heavyweights. They got a guy named Usyk, and Dillian White said if he can beat a guy who never beat anybody, and Fabio Wardley, that he would be the greatest fighter we've seen in 25 years. How is that possible?
It ain't possible. I think it's just a lot of talk. Just because a guy beat a guy, like I said, just because a guy beat up a guy in the gym and he handing his behind to him, and this guy
Hmm.
could be world champion or he done fought whoever. That don't mean that he's gonna go into a fight with the number one guy or number eight guy or even the champion and hand him his behind. He might mess around and get his behind handed to him. So
Hmm.
that's like a 50-50 bet. I mean, unless this guy's very explosive, if he's a Mike Tyson type guy, nah, we might be seeing something a little different. But I really be really wrong if I say that a guy that goes in there and beat everybody in the gym is your number one guy or a guy you really need to watch over. Nah, I don't think so. I really don't.
So you being in the gym, who should we watch out coming from Philly? Who should we watch out for coming out of Philly?
It's it's a bunch of kids, man. It's really a bunch of kids in Philly that we can really put our finger on and look out for. Really, what I really would like, I'm hearing because I heard you guys keep naming a couple guys that was from Cleveland. Everybody's saying right now that Cleveland is the hottest city and has the hottest fighters coming out right now. We need to watch out for those guys. My thing is this: if that's the case, and they say they
Hmm.
got a bunch of amateurs that's coming out of Cleveland, that's great too. I'm to the point where I'm ready to like throw my hat in and put an amateur bout together where we see who the best between Cleveland and Philadelphia. Um,
Yeah.
like I said, right now,
Cleveland
um,
don't want to do that.
from my understanding, I'm hearing they do. I'm hearing they have a lot of great kids in Cleveland that's making their mark. And one thing about me that I don't do that I'm starting to do more of now. I'm starting
Hmm.
to put faces with names and really looking at these guys and seeing how good these guys are.
Yeah. What I can do, I can start sending you guys, Coach, because I study the sport a lot. Um, the only thing about a lot of these guys and the amateurs and that's very tricky is you don't know how good they are because they seem to fight a certain style or a certain group of kids. So you never
Hmm.
really know what they really got. You know what I
Right,
mean? I can
right.
kind of, I guess now from watching so much boxing, I can kind of see that some of these fights be jaded. As Custom Auto say, they came to lose. You could tell sometime in the amateur, some guys come to lose.
Right.
So that's my main thing. Like it's a young guy like Chad Pitts out of um out of Atlanta. He's a nice fighter.
Yeah.
Only thing that worries me about him, he's 20 and he's not pro yet, and he hasn't been hit hard. And you know how them boxers, excuse me, not in your case, you want a typical like just boxer. He's one of those pretty boxers where you got to see what happened when somebody make his teeth bleed. And
Hmm.
it's like we haven't seen that. So that's the only thing I could say. He's a good one. Ishmael Mason, Abdullah's little brother, is really good. Um, like the I can't think of the guy. I cannot think about that kid's name. Rivera out there in Philly. He's really good. Is that his name?
Oh
Prize.
Yeah,
yeah, it's Johnny.
Yeah,
Johnny.
Johnny's really good. Yeah, Johnny's
Yeah.
really good. I
Yeah,
just worry
Johnny.
about him. Do he got enough power at the next level? That's my only thing.
Right.
Because
Well, he
Johnny's a
definitely
pretty
he
boxer.
definitely has a, decent fan base. I know his father personally, and
Right.
I rock with them, and I'm pulling for the kid. I think his power can. I think he'll be all right. He can box. He's tough. He grew up around boxing. His dad used to box, so he grew up around boxing all his life so far. So I think Johnny will be fine.
I just don't like the fact that Johnny don't have power in the amateurs. If you don't have power in the amateurs, you don't got the power. Usually.
Well, see, that's the thing. It's a different scale level from coming from the amateurs to the pros. It's just like being born. When you
Hmm.
born, a lot of kids drink stimulant, and they go from the Similac to the milk. Then they go from the milk to the juice, and then they go from the juice to wanting to drink these energy drinks and stuff. So it's a level to each category that you go in, from the amateurs all the way up to the professionals. And if you get a guy you trying to have him jump from section one to section three, and he forgot
Hmm.
he didn't even go through section two. I mean, it's a great jump because he might have had one little test in two and he knocked it off, and you're like, all right, well, look, we're going right up to three. He get to three, then there's a little trouble. Now you sitting there saying to yourself, like, damn, what did I do wrong? Or what didn't we do? What didn't we do to help this kid? You know what I'm saying? Or why isn't he making that next transition because y'all jumped it too fast. That's just like in school when you had kids getting jumped or getting skipped from the fifth grade to the seventh grade. You like, well, why he jumped from the fifth to the seventh? Because he had all straight A's in fifth grade and sixth grade wasn't even worried about. We jumped in the seventh. No, but he get the seventh and he gets stuck. He didn't get none of that experience from the sixth grade to help him for the seventh. So it's the same way with boxing. Can't that's one you can't play boxing. You can't. And boxing is like you tying your shoes. You get up in the morning and you forget to tie your shoe. What's gonna happen? You're gonna trip and fall, right? So you better learn how
Mm-hmm.
to tie your shoe so that way you won't trip or fall. Same way with boxing. You got guys out here that don't know how to slip a right hand. Guys don't know how to roll under a hook. A guy don't know how to counter, don't know how to catch a hook and counter off the hook. They throwing the
Mm-hmm.
opposite hand, or they throwing the same hand, or they forgetting to bob and weave and move. It's just a lot. And it seemed us talking about it, and it may seem hard to somebody, or maybe it seem like, oh man, you don't know what you're talking about. Or man, no. Some kids is just special. Like for instance, take Roy. Roy
Mm-hmm.
was very special, man. Roy was so special, it was crazy. And I read an article where they said Roy fought too long. Roy should have stopped at a certain point. But Roy only knew one thing. Roy only knew how to fight. That's why I don't make Roy no difference about him being put in categories with certain people. Roy is happy with what he done in his career. And his career was great.
And when you talk about Roy, I think one of my favorite things about Roy was not only was he a great fighter, I thought he was a heck of an entertainer. What did you think?
Yeah, I think he was a great entertainer. I thought that sometimes I thought Roy did too much entertaining, but everybody is different. Everybody is unique in their own way when it comes to boxing. And I keep telling you, boxing ain't something you don't play. Is not something you play. Basically, the way I say it, boxing is something that you have to have, like invested in you. You have to be like, remember
Hmm.
that movie RoboCop when they was
Yeah.
putting all them chips in him for him to work a certain way. That's how Roy was. Roy was unique. Roy was different. You didn't have to put a chip in Roy and say, Roy, go out there and do this and do that. Roy was already, God already knew what he wanted in Roy. He just gave it to Roy. Roy knew what it was, and Roy worked on it. That's what made Roy so great. That's what made Roy different from everybody else.
And that's
Also,
a,
like my man Purnell, that's what made Purnell so great because even though Purnell was smart, Purnell
mm-hmm.
was a technician.
Mm-hmm.
Purnell worked on this stuff, man. When we was in the gym training with Purnell, man, and after we finished boxing with Purnell, Purnell would go in the corner, do 6 to 8 rounds, just working on certain things in the mirror, looking at what he could do and how he could do. I guess Purnell was just imagining a person in front of him, and he was doing all these things because when he got in the ring to fight, if it was sparring, if it was fighting, or if it was just pad work, whatever, Purnell did it. Purnell
Mm-hmm.
envisioned what he had to do, and that's what made him great.
When you talk about Roy, I think one of my favorite things because I was a little kid, I thought it was cool that Roy could rap. I used to think that was the coolest thing when he could rap.
Yeah, Roy, Roy was special. Man. Roy was real special, man.
Man,
He
that
was a
one song,
special
what do you say? I smoke, I drink. I was supposed to say-
man.
I used to love that. And when you
And
and you
Wait
we,
a
got a
minute.
chance to
Wait a minute. He didn't say that. Hold on. He didn't say that. He didn't say he smoked and he drink.
Mr. Magic said that.
oh, Mr. Magic.
That was the background. That was the chorus right there.
Yeah,
Now,
Mr. Magic
no,
on the hook.
Oh no, I thought Roy was hard with that.
Roy, he said Roy don't gotta smoke or drink. Remember that verse?
Yeah.
yeah.
Roy
Hey,
do
hey,
it
hey,
big.
hey,
Roy got bread. Roy
hey,
don't gotta
Slater.
smoke or drink.
Russ said he ain't doing none of that, man. Russ he wasn't doing none of that. I don't know if it's true. I'm just saying he wasn't the one saying smoking and drinking, man. Respect.
Shout out to my brother Dank Father. Let me ask you this, Father. Bring everybody in. Now, my brother Dank Father. Now, people don't know this because they don't always respect you too, Coach. But this dude is like one of the best boxing minds on in the YTBC. What do you think about guys like that that don't speak up when a guy is not as good as they are, and they just kind of just saying it just to be cool or to be popular. Do you think that's a good thing when guys are kind of risk their integrity just to go with the masses?
It depends on. He can be, because I mean, at one time I used to think that guys that weren't trainers, I felt though every trainer in the world had to be a great trainer. I mean, he had to know something about boxing in
Mm-hmm.
order to how can I say it, groom a fighter. But you got guys nowadays that's coming from wherever, off the street corner,
Mm-hmm.
out the bar, out the fast food restaurants, and they becoming great trainers. I think some of them is because they sitting back and they really understanding the sport and they sitting and learning. And then some
Mm-hmm.
guys just they just have that, that chemistry of the fight game. I don't care how much I sit back and watch fights. I don't care how
Mm-hmm.
much I don't care how many fighters I train. God has uh humbled me to the point where thank God that I still have my dad. I don't
Mm-hmm.
care who I train, how many times I train. I could never ever outbeat my dad, and
Mm-hmm.
I've and I have tried. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? I'm not gonna tell him that, but I think he know that. It's just that some guys just are unique. Some guys just know the sport, and they can tell us things that we don't know. Because I sit here and I sit sometimes when I'm in the gym. I go in the gym and I sit down for about a half an hour to an hour before I get started. And my dad will be training a fighter before I get my guys started. And I'm sitting there saying to myself, I get jealous. I'm sitting there saying to myself, like, Dad, you teaching this kid all this stuff. I never knew this. Why you ain't teach me this? Well, it wasn't for me to teach you everything. I needed to give you this at that time. And I'm sitting there saying, like, Dad, if you would have invested that more in me, I would be great. But I'm cool at where I'm at. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So,
Mhm.
and boxing is very tricky. I love it. We all love it. I heard people say that boxing is dying. I don't think boxing will ever die. There's
No.
just too many people in the world that has come through to learn about boxing, and that's gonna make boxing great.
Hey, but I'm gonna bring one of my favorite Puerto Rican. He looks black, but he a Puerto Rican. And
All
I'm
right,
gonna bring my man. Go ahead.
let me ask you a question because
Go ahead.
it was said, I think like a week ago on somebody's podcast.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't made, and I didn't know this, and I'm pretty much close with them, and I ain't really paid no attention either. Now
Mm-hmm.
you have Jerron and his dad, which is Bozy, and then you have Terrence Crawford's trainer, which is Bomac.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't gotten too deep into it. I'm just only going by what I heard.
Mm-hmm.
Now each and every year they gives out um trainer of the year. All
Mm-hmm.
right. Now Terrence Crawford is undefeated. Bruce Ennis is undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
Evidently, Terrence Crawford been fighting a little longer than Jerron.
Yeah.
Okay. But now we not talking about Jerron or Terrence. We're talking about the trainers, Bomac and Bozy. Now, are they both as trainers undefeated? And if they
Yes.
are, if they're not, who would you decide or who could you say is the best trainer in the world right now? Now they both the way well, I can't really say about Bomac, but I like Bomac. And of
Mm-hmm.
course, Bozy is like an uncle to me. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely going with Bozy. But they both old school trainers.
Right.
How can we say who's better than the other if they're both undefeated trainers for so long?
I
And
would
who
say
would
if you look, go ahead. My bad, sorry. Go ahead.
I said and who would you pick?
Well,
If
coach.
I had a hold on. If I had a choice, I would say Bomac. Say Bomac is because I've seen him rinse and repeat that same strategy with other guys. Like I seen a guy in Chris Eubanks who looked like hot garbage get with Bowes and look better than ever. I seen a guy a young guy in Keyshawn Davis fixed some things from the amateur defensively that made him a better fighter. I think, and I like Bozy because, and I think we're getting to see a lot with Scooter. We seeing Scooter improve, but I just think, and I know everybody by Philly swear by him. I haven't seen Bozy's son or Bozy coach against a guy who can really hurt his son. So I don't know what he can do until somebody really hurt Boots. Like when you fought Arturo Gotti, he could really hurt you. So your dad had to coach different. You know what I mean? I
And he
think when you
did.
gotta,
And he
yeah,
did hurt.
you could-
Don't say
you
he was too good.
could. But when you got somebody who can hurt you, man, it's different. But go ahead, Dub, and whoever want to answer that question, go ahead.
Well, real quick, Coach, shout out to you. And it's always good to have you on the show, man. You a favorite of mine, respectfully.
My man, I appreciate you.
But what I'm gonna tell you is man, results dictate the coaching. You know what I'm saying? Results dictate that. And although I do agree, I think Bozy is one of the great. I think he's a great coach. You know what I'm saying? I would have to go with Bomac. I didn't watch Bomac revitalize individuals' careers. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really seen that from Bozy, me personally. You may have a different thought process on that, but I would have to go with Bomac in this situation. Now, when you got a stud like Bud, okay, we understand that piece of it. The other thing I will say, and I want to ask you this question to kind of bring all this back around as far as who's better. When we speak on Bomac, when we speak on Bozy, they both have, you know what I'm saying, coaches that's in the gym with them. And my question is who do you think because I think both of them are they hell of a trainers, but who do you and they both had some studs. When you got Bud, when you got Boots, man, you got the damn horses out this motherfucker running. Oh, excuse me.
Whoa,
excuse my language.
Go ahead.
But who you think have the better supporting cast? You know what I'm saying? In your opinion.
I never thought of that. That's a great question. I mean, I can't really say because I don't know Bomac's team like that. Bozy, I do know his team, but at the end of the day, it's like Bozy outshines his team because he has Tymere Small's father that works with him with Boots. But at the end of the day, when you look at Bozy, I mean when you look at Boots, of course the first person you're gonna go to is Bozy. But like you said, they both have studs. And I'm trying to think who else has Bomac. Maybe I'm missing them.
Coach,
Well,
I'm gonna give you the man.
I mean, Bozy got Jerron. He has Scooter. He has Tyree Small's brother. I mean his pop, which is his son. He has the kid from Cuba. Can't ever remember his name. The old man.
Andy Cruz.
Andy Cruz.
Andy Cruz. And I know he got a couple other guys, but those guys haven't really hit the scene yet. Bomac has Terrence Crawford. Who else? And now he got what, Ben? He got Connor Ben, or is it the
No,
other one?
he had Eubanks. He don't have Eubanks anymore. He let him go. But he got Keyshawn Davis,
Okay.
Truck Simpson.
He got both Davis brothers, both of them, respectfully.
Who? You mean Davis brothers?
What's Keyshawn's brother name?
No, we talking about guys that's gonna do something. We're not talking about just guys that's laying around.
Come on now.
No. We talking to the coach. We got to be real. We talking about guys that's actually gonna do something. I would say Keyshawn and Truck is the best guys he's training, other than Bud. I think Keyshawn got a lot of promise. He's on the way up. I just think he got to figure out his emotional stuff first. Like maybe he might need to get some counseling or something, or some medicine, because that's his only issue. It's
I gotta correct BBO real quick.
upstairs.
Shout out. Let me just say this. Shout out to Norfolk. Shout out to DB3. The whole DB3 is churned out of with BNB with Coach Red, Sykes and Coach Scholars. So they are Keon Davis and Kelvin Davis. Keon Davis, he's gonna be fighting at welterweight. So they on the come up.
Lester Martinez over there as well. Shout out to Champ Ross. I'm just saying, I think that, and the thing is, we watch. The thing I haven't seen, and I think we're kind of seeing it now for the first time, really with Bozy. I don't think Cool Boy was really training with him like that. Scooter. I think Scooter had he had his own thing going on. They all from Philly and shit, but
Hey, no.
Hey, watch it, bro. Watch it.
What I said? What I said?
You cussing, man. You cussing, bro.
No, I ain't talking about the question. I'm talking about the Philly part.
Oh yeah.
No, I ain't got no problem. Hey, shout out to Philly, man. Hey, Philly was some of the best boxing comes from, so I ain't got no problem with it. I love watching Philly boxing, but
Well, shout out to North Philly, not the whole Philly. Shout out to North Philly though.
but
Okay.
I think we are starting to see with Bozy starting to train Cool Boy, with him having the struggle he had in that one fight, and mind you, that's one fight. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna have a struggle in a fight. So
Exactly.
after that, Cool Boy, he doesn't look to be on point, in my personal opinion. I'm picking him to be, if the fight is real, I'm picking him to beat O'Shaquie Foster. That's just my opinion.
Oh yeah, I didn't beat Shockey Foster too.
So, but I think we done watch Bozy, Bomac, and I want to give credit to Coach Red, you know what I'm saying, Esau and Bernie, you know what I'm saying? Like the team over there, they're real cohesive as a team. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to get a cohesive training staff around you. A lot of times with trainers, sometimes you get worn out as a trainer, and I'm just speaking from what I'm looking at.
You're right.
You get worn out because you got so many guys over there. We watched it happen when Ryan Garcia, when he went over there and he was working with Canelo trainer. What's the brother name? I can't call his name right now.
Eddie Reynoso.
Hey, Ryan Garcia was like, man, you ain't got time for me. Well, I'm not gonna have time for you because I gotta make sure that the brother bringing the money in, that he on point. I gotta make sure that that's going on. You know what I'm saying? So, it's a balance there. That's why I think a lot of these fighters, they need, or a lot of the training staff, they need teams out there versus it just being one individual, because I can't train you on everything you need to know. But if I know I have solid individuals in my corner, then we can work together and put a game plan together and work on that game plan with the different fighters. So go ahead.
You excuse me for cutting you off, but you know what? You're absolutely right, because coming up in my time when I was training, my dad put in most of the time with me with my training, but then he went out and got another guy by the name of Odell Puente, and they worked together side by side. It was like they both was with me all the time, but my dad was the one who basically kept me grounded when it came to my defense. My dad never liked me to get hit. If I got hit more than any more times, he was always on me. I never got hit with the same shot twice. My dad always stayed on me. He worked with me day in and day out on defense, and then Coach Butch Odell they worked with me on my offense. So you're definitely right. You have to have a team when you working with these fighters, because even though the fighter has a great trainer like a Bomac or a Bozy, yeah, they're great trainers, but they don't know everything and they can't work on everything and they do forget things. So that's why you do need a team. You're definitely right about that.
You know, it's so interesting, Coach. I listened to Bomac kind of talk about training Bud, and he was like, man, what we had to figure out is, man, I need this individual to do this right here. I'm going to train more on the offensive piece of the game, you know what I'm saying? But now I need Coach Red. I need him to train on the defensive part. I need Bernie to run the mix. I need a team out here to truly get it together, if that makes sense. So,
And you're right. Definitely. Definitely. That's the way it has to be. It's just like football. You know, you have your offensive coach, have your defensive coach, you have your coordinator, you have a guy that works on the line, the guy that works on the defensive line, has a guy that works with the safeties. Everybody plays a part in
getting
the
it together.
sport that you're working on or the sport that you're in. And everyone is held accountable for what they do. for
Let
what they
me
do.
do this, coach. Let me bring this coach because my brother D Free. The one thing I like about him, he's a really good boxing mind. And I
Right?
think, excuse me, I think the thing is sometimes he catch stuff we didn't see. And when Erickson Lubin was knocked out, I don't know how the Puerto Rican seen it first, but he seen it first. And I will bring D Free on. Hey, D Free, tell coach about how you caught that Lubin knockout.
Oh, you talking about the left hook that caught him
Yeah,
behind the guard?
yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you gotta pay attention to things like that. I mean, see, the things that people don't pay attention to is what gets people knocked out. And
Exactly.
Ursa Lubin, he got behind the high guard and he blinded his own self because he had the high guard in front of his face instead of on the side of his. Um,
True.
and he blinded himself so he couldn't see the punches coming. But the question that I wanted to ask you, Ivan, because I know you've been around for a while. You fought with some of the great fighters of the '90s. Um, what do you think is, in your opinion, what do you think is the real cause to why we're not seeing these guys get in the ring with each other that a lot of people want to see get in the ring?
You already know. It's money.
The mu-
It's money.
Yeah,
These guys ain't getting paid the right money that they think. Because honestly, nobody really. I mean, even myself when I was fighting. I mean, you can say that you're worth this amount of money, but at the end of the day, you're not really sure. You just going with that because you feel as though that's something that you can demand. You know what I'm saying? Well, I command $10 million a fight. That's what I want. I want to fight. I want to get 10 million to fight Joe Blow. But honestly, you don't deserve 10 million. For what have you done that I can say I'm gonna give you $10 million for you to go out here and fight Joe? What? Because you hit the last guy on the chin with a left hook and knocked him out of submission? You ain't put on $10 million. Come on, man, be for real. So
yeah.
I think money is and it's said in my era, the era before me, the era now in front of me, money is the rule of all evil. People just feel as though, as the saying now, because I'm an old man, they want a bag, and if the bag is 10 million or more, we ain't getting too many fights, dog. We not getting too many of these fights.
Let me ask you this, coach.
Oh, go
Let
ahead.
me
Go
ask you
ahead.
this, coach. And I'm gonna bring everybody back after this. When you talk about, setting up your life, and I gotta ask you, I always gotta ask this life question. When you have a stable home life and you got everything in order at home, does that kind of make the boxing easier?
Makes it a whole lot easier. A whole lot. That's just like, come on, man. That's just like you doing your homework,
Hmm.
and you didn't and you skipped two problems on your math test,
Hmm.
and that caused you from not getting 100. That's how
Yeah,
you gotta
that's
look
a
at it.
good point. That's
Yeah,
a good point.
that's a great
Go.
point. My thing is, I make sure that as long as I made sure that everything was in order when I went to camp, I didn't have to be
Hmm.
bothered. I didn't have to have a phone call in the middle of the night talking about, oh, we back $300 on the bill. No, give you all the money up front. Take care of everything you need to take care of. Don't call me. I'm in camp unless it's important. Unless mom or dad or my child is
Hmm.
injured or hurt and if you rush to the hospital, there shouldn't be no reason for you to be calling me talking about, oh well, I need you to send me $500. For what? No, no. Making sure everything is taken care of right now. So when I leave to go to camp, I'm training hard because I know this is a very important fight. And who knows if I'm gonna come home after the fight. So I need everything in order. I need to be on top of my game. And sometimes even with you being on top of your game, don't mean that you're gonna go in the fight and win. But as long as you give 100% and you give your best, ain't too much more you can ask for.
Hey,
Go
coach,
ahead, Doug.
I may be out of order with this one. And hey, I
No,
pulled.
no, they'll be out of order, man. Be in order.
No, I'm gonna be in order. No, when I say out of order, I'm saying that the question. I don't know. Like I said, I pulled up late, so the question may have already been asked. But
Okay.
as far as the Lubin fight, have y'all talked about the Lubin fight?
Just
No.
a little bit.
Say it again.
Not really.
So as far as that Lubin Virgil fight goes, we seen some special shout to my brother D Free. I was trying my best to call the fight, and D Free, I was behind him. He was like, oh. I said, my goodness. But when we see an individual like Virgil, the way he peeled the guard, you know what I'm saying? I believe he peeled it with the left and then gave that right hook out there. The way we seen that, you know, sometimes it can be taught. Well, it can always be taught. But for you to go out there and execute the way he did, man, just what was your thoughts on that entire fight? And did you see it happening? I had an 8th round stoppage for Virgil Ortiz. I called an 8th round stoppage for it to happen in 2. I was shocked. What was your thoughts on the fight?
We always shocked. I mean, one thing that I've noticed about the boxing individually here, there are things that's being done in boxing right now, as far as fighters that wasn't done when I was coming up or before me, like the parent of knocking the left hand or the right hand down, and then you come to the top with it. No fighter ever did that. I mean, I my whole career, you can call it what you want to call it. I fought clean. I fought clean. I sparred clean. I ain't go like, for instance, everybody used to always say, Bernard Hopkins used to hit everybody on the hips to slow you down. Well, that's an old remedy.
Rocky Marciano thing. Rocky did that a lot. Yeah.
When the guy was moving too much, he couldn't catch him. You bust him on the hips to slow him down. He did it for me in the second fight. In the first fight, like, it was crazy. But you know what I'm saying? I knew that was something that he would probably have to do in order to stop me, because I knew that I could outbox him all day. My legs were faster, quicker, and I moved more than he did. So he would have to catch. Those are the things that he needed to do. I just thought, honestly, going into that fight, I had said to a lot of people, I said, if Lubin can box like he did in his earlier days, he would have given Ortiz a lot of trouble.
A
lot of trouble.
Right.
But after the first round, 30 seconds into the first round, Lubin right on the ropes. Man, it was no way Lubin was going to win that fight unless he caught Virgil Ortiz with a shot to hurt him, which I thought he could do. But the only way I thought he could do it is if he boxed it. I didn't think he could do it by catching Ortiz on the rope, or he being on the rope, throwing a shot, catch. No, I didn't think that. I thought if he boxed him for 4 or 5 rounds, he would give Virgil trouble. But
is that dirty, Coach? Is that dirty to hit somebody on the hips? Is that dirty?
Hell yeah.
You know Rocky Marciano did that all the time.
And how many times did Rocky Marciano have hand trouble? That was one reason why Gaddy had a lot of hand trouble. Because if you know, when Gaddy got desperate, that's exactly where he went. He went to the hip because he knew it would slow you down. And if you
do that all the time now,
if you don't punch it correctly and you hit a guy on the hips, you can break your hand.
Yeah. Let me ask real quick. I want to ask this, and you said something interesting. So even in this fight, I agree with you. I thought that Lubin would come out and box.
Yeah.
But when he fought Jose Ramos, or Jesus Ramos, excuse me, when he fought him, he played on the ropes a lot. As an individual who done been in the sport, and been in the ring, when you have success, and I thought that he lost that fight. Me personally, I tell anybody any day, I thought he lost the fight. But when you have success laying on the ropes, and it seemed like I didn't think Virgil pushed him to the ropes or anything like that. I think he accepted to kind of sit back on the ropes more than anything. I thought he accepted more than, and when you have success with that fighting style, although it may not be to your benefit in boxing opinions. Do you feel more comfortable going back to it? That's what I think. Luke, what kind of happened to Lubin in this fight?
Yeah, you know, um, the fight was a great fight, but I mean, honestly, if you look at it, Lubin had a lot of things going against him in that fight, and the only way that you really could think that Lubin would have won that fight is if he would have knocked Ortiz out. One, he was pretty much slower than Ortiz, so we knew Ortiz had a little better advantage as far as the speed. Two, Lubin couldn't fight him off the ropes. Lubin ain't 24, 25 no more where he can fight off the ropes. He probably wouldn't have got hit with all those big shots that he got hit with the other night. He older, he's trying to preserve himself. And only a fighter does that and knows that as the fight goes on. Like in my later days on and when I was fighting, I knew that I couldn't do a lot of moving as much as I wanted to. I got older. I couldn't keep guys off me like I wanted to because I was older. Those guys were younger and stronger. And I know that that was the same thing with Lubin. Once Lubin came out and he shot that jab in that left hand and it missed Ortiz, Ortiz was like, "Man, I'm not throwing this shot no more. Let me sit here on the ropes. Tell all my fighters, and I stop them. The ropes is not your friend. The ropes is your enemy. You got two fights. You having two guys that you fight in there when you in that ring. You fighting your opponent, and if you fighting on the ropes, that's another guy you fight. The ropes don't help you. The rope is not an escape. The rope is to draw you in, to sit there and take shots, and
Punishment
that's
type.
what you're gonna do. And first of all, he did the wrong thing. He stood straight up. He didn't bend. And I would have felt better if he would have sat on the ropes and tried to get away from those shots that Ortiz was throwing. Because Ortiz wasn't throwing nothing down the middle. Ortiz was throwing everything around. Now, if there was a young Ortiz, I mean the young Lubin would have slipped under a lot of those shots and got around him and went back out and started using the jab. But he couldn't do it. He was too old.
Um, um,
That pressure tore
real,
him down.
so when you say he's too old, and then I said we got some real quick. I gotta ask. When you say he's too old, Erickson Lubin just hit 30, right?
I
We always say, hold on, Coach. We always say that, hey, 40 is the new 30, you know what I'm saying? 30 is the new 20 these days. It don't seem like that's what it is in boxing.
no, but man, first of all, Father Time, you ain't beating Father Time. Bernard Hopkins, he'll tell you about that. Father Time is undefeated. But it's just
No,
when you get
coach, he beat Father Time for a little bit. He just caught up to him late.
there it
I
is.
don't think Erickson Lubin is old though. I don't think he's old.
You don't think
A lot of,
he old man? Like I said before, we talked about it when we opened up the show. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
The brother had over 300 and some amateur fights. I don't care
Yep.
if he won them all. He got hit in them fights, and then he turned pro. Yeah, he boxed really well his early years in the professional ring. But now you talking about him getting hit with a headgear, smaller gloves, all that stuff. Man. He slowed down like a truck needing a part in his car. He just couldn't
Yep.
keep the young cheese off him, man. He
Yeah.
just couldn't. And then on top of that, he just that was his third hard fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was his sixth hard fight because he went to war with a bunch of niggas, unfortunately. But
There
let me
you
do
go.
this real. Let me do this real quick. Hold on one second. I'm gonna meet you, coach, while I set this up. But we got two of my favorite guys, man. Coach Rock, Coach Bernard Hackett, my guy. I want y'all to answer something that Coach Mighty said I don't agree with. He said punching on the hips, putting the guard is dirty. Would you? I'm gonna start with Brother Bernard, then we go to Rock. Is that dirty in you guys' opinion to peel guards to and to punch on the hips like Rocky Marciano did or Canelo does?
to
Can y'all
give
hear
y'all
me?
to give y'all a better reference, real quick. Let's not because I think peeling guard is in order. Punching on the hips, that type of thing. I think that's a little out of order. But peeling guard, man, that's part of the sport.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I was
No,
gonna
we can hear
let Coach
you.
Hackett go first.
Hold on. Coach Robinson, you on mute. I think Coach he was saying something. He on mute.
Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, peeling on the guard is something that's new. We guys didn't do all that. At least I don't remember doing it. I don't remember none of the fighters that I fought doing it. So that's something that's new to me. It's kind of childish. I mean, the guy's got his hands up, protecting his guard, protecting his face, whatever, and you actually pulling his hand down, trying to hit him with a shot. To me, I think that's kind of dirty. But I don't know. Other people may say something different.
I went back, Coach.
What'd you say? What did you say to that? Oh, can you hear us, Coach Hackett? I think he had
Yeah,
to
I can
go
hear
and
you.
come back. I was saying it. What do you think about Coach Ivan saying that he looks at peeling the guard or hitting on the hips is dirty? What would you say to that?
You talking to me, Coach Rock?
Not you yet, Coach. I was asking Coach Hackett first, and then I will go to
Okay,
you.
go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
Well, Coach, we're gonna call you out of order because your mic out of order as normal. Respectfully, I say this respectfully. Your mic out of order.
Well, go ahead, Coach Rock. While we get Brother Hackett together, I think he can't hear us. I think he might be on the bike.
Actually, the first time I saw somebody actually peel the guard down, it was actually that Lomachenko versus Gary Russell fight. That's the first time I ever saw a boxer do it. So I don't know if it's something that came from the European style or what. That being said, I see it being taught in the gym these days,
Yeah,
especially during sparring and stuff like that. So boxing is I always tell my son, boxing is an evolutionary sport. You got to continue to evolve and get better, with the sport, or do different in the sport. As far as hitting on the hips and stuff like that is concerned, I mean, man, it ain't no tickling contest. And I heard B-Hop say one time, he was talking about in a fight, and he was talking about being aware of what side the referee was on, so he could get away with certain things. If the referee on his left, he clinching with his left, and he working with his right to the hip or wherever he needs to be. So, I mean, it just depends, man. It just depends. I mean, I don't think you ought to be hitting nobody on the hip, but I've seen people get hit on the hip. I've seen get hit on the thigh, and the problem with getting hit on the thigh in places like that is that it's your thigh, and in boxing you don't think that shit hurt, but it's actually debilitating. If somebody punch you in your damn thigh from that standpoint and hit you in your bone, it's debilitating. And the same thing with punching you in your hip on your joint. So, I mean, some folks gonna say a part of the sport is a protracted.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's a protracted. Some people gonna say it's dirty, but like I'll give you a for instance. Like, so my son's still amateur, right? So
Right.
we at a point where we've been sparring pros.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we sparring Carlos Jackson about a while back, right? Carlos Jackson, about 22, something like that. We sparring Carlos trying to get him ready. Man, Carlos hauled off, man, and elbowed my son up under the eye. So my son got a cut. He got a cut on his eye. You know what I'm saying? Now, Chad was getting off on his ass, and then he hauled off and hit him low. You know what I'm saying? So I say, and be honest with you, you police it in the ring. When you police it in the damn ring, but hell, we don't even know how to kick no damn body low like that because it ain't something that we teach. But I had to end up telling dudes, I like, bro, if you do that shit again, hit it low again, it's gonna be something else in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
But
long,
Carlos is scrappy. He's scrappy. You know that. You knew that when you got in there. He's scrappy.
yeah, but shit, you hit my son got on a goddamn Sting headgear which ain't got no cheek protectors on it. So long
Yeah.
story short, I realized at that point there, I got to go buy some goddamn professional headgear. You see what I'm saying?
But coach, real quick.
Hey, I look
Go ahead, Bernard.
at it like
Go ahead, Bernard. We listening.
I look at it like this. I'm not gonna be the one to say it's dirty at all because I mean, as I grew up in this game, and some of the pros that we got to work with, especially older pros, they was like, bruh, if you don't understand the rules of boxing, your son ain't gonna go but so far. He was like, if you can do it and you can get a point taken or you can get a warning, that's the referee's job. It's not mine. So if I can move your hand and I can hit you, then I'm gonna do it. If you got great feet and I can hit you in the hip, I'm gonna do it. Whatever I can do to win that fight. If the ref give me a warning, then I gotta keep it up. If the ref let me get away with it, I'm trying to win. At the end of the day, you can only do in the ring what they allow you to do.
Yep, that's it. It's like I heard something the other day, and dude said, you in order to succeed, you gotta know all the rules. But in order to break the rules, you gotta know the rules before you break them. You know what I'm saying? Or bend them. So he right, man. They gonna a boxer gonna do whatever the hell they can do in a ring to get away with it. It's up to the ref. The ref is in the ring to handle all that right there.
And I mean, no disrespect whatsoever, no disrespect, but one of my favorite trainers, you know what I'm saying? I love to watch Breadman. I love, I'm a fan. I think he's a hell of a trainer. But when he was training Caleb Plant, there was a time in the corner what he said, hey, if we need this low blow, we're going to take that. hey, take that shot. Take the shot. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it's all a part of the sport. Like, hell, what they always tell you, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And so,
I mean, I'll take y'all back. If you remember the Pernell Whitaker versus Julio Cesar Chavez fight, man, he was hitting Pernell on that he was hitting Pernell on that right hip, on the right ass cheek, everywhere. I mean, he stopped trying to land that left hook on the head and on his liver and started just straight hitting him on the ass and the hip.
Yeah, exactly. The same thing Gaddy was doing.
But you know what's funny though? What you missing though, what y'all missing, I gotta slow y'all niggas down. You can't just run away from me.
Oh yeah. I mean, I said this earlier. That's one of the things I said. When you got a boxer that has great feet, that moves, and the fighter that he's fighting is flat-footed, can't catch him, he gonna do whatever he can to get that fighter to slow down. If that's hitting him on the hip, breaking his tailbone, and he can't go nowhere, his leg get numb, he gonna do whatever he gotta do to win that fight. And like Coach said, if the referee don't see it, then that's too bad. And Bernard is the best one who did it.
I tell you something funny. I got a video from a partner of mine. He coaches his son about 3-0 or 4-0 pro, recent pro. He sent me a video. He got the body shield on, and he sent me a video of his son actually punching down. His son throw a one to the mid chest, and then throw a straight two down there to his hip. These blacks they actually working on throwing that punch to somebody's hip. To answer your question, I just thought about that. I just saw that video like about 3-4 days ago.
Let me ask you this, Coach Hackett. Now, when you are fighting, now I think you and Jaleel fight my favorite style, the Mexican style. Dub always get on me about liking to see, the sweet science of boxing, people coming forward. But if you wanted to slow a guy down, would you be opposed to like Jaleel hitting a guy in the hips or hitting him, in the thighs and stuff like that. Like, because Rocky Marciano made a career of this. I don't know why that's such a big deal, but what would you say to that, Coach?
I mean, if you're a coach that's coaching a guy at the pro level and you are
Mm-hmm.
coach 12 point, you already know the type of opponent you're getting ready for. So if you're not doing that in camp, then you really ain't trying to win. I mean, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna let a guy with great feet do everything that great feet guys do and think that I'm trying to help my son get a win. Because if you saying be fair, shouldn't he just stand there and he should never hold? If I don't hit him in the hip, then he should never be allowed to hold.
See, my whole thing is, hold on, I'm messing with the screen. My whole thing is this. I think too many times, man, in boxing, and Coach Ivan, I know you were a boxer. I just don't. I think it's unfair that they let y'all run or get away from them. I think what Canelo has mastered now, like Rocky Marciano did, this is what I call the slow your tail down move. Because if you think about it, when Arturo Gatti was hitting you in your legs, that changed the fight. That changed the whole fight. If
Yeah,
you think about it, that was a different fight. You were just peppering him and pepper. He couldn't let you keep doing that. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
But go ahead.
But you also forgetting that once Arturo got with Buddy McGirt, he started down boxing, trying to exercise the sweet science. Also, you forgot that part
Yeah,
because
but
he,
I liked it
he got
before he got with Buddy McGirt, though.
yeah. But I mean, like, it's two schools. It's two schools of thought to it. To be quite honest with you, in my
Mm-hmm.
personal opinion, you need to be able to fight at all three levels. You need to be able to fight inside. You need to be able to fight mid range, counter punching. You need to be able to fight in the kitchen, and it's gonna be some manhandling up in there. And at the same time, you need to have a long range. You need to have a long range game. You know what I'm saying? Depending on your teaching, and the school of thought you come into, you're gonna come to one of those three early. It's up to you to bring up. It's up to you to bring up the other two in your boxing. Because rarely people gonna come to all three of them at the same time. And I think when you master all three
E3,
of them
you
at the
still
same
there?
time,
Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead. My bad.
and when you can master all three at the same time, now that's when you come across a Floyd Mayweather or somebody like that, who done mastered all three, all three levels of boxing in regards to distance and range. But I mean, if everybody just standing there butting heads and stuff like that, then you know, you ain't really got you. At some point, you don't have a match. You got to be able to cut the ring off. You know, it's like I said, I tell my son, take what they give until you can take what you want. Right now, I know that his strong suit is his strong suit right now is the outside game and picking folk off as they come towards him. His mid-range game and counterpunching is coming up. The weak part of his game is actually working inside and in the pocket. So what we doing in sparring right now, when he get in there right now, I'll be working on his base. I tell him to just stay there, because the thing about him is he can motherfucking punch. So what I tell him right now, man, is okay. When he get inside, I say go ahead and hang out in there a little bit. Hang out in there. Work on your shell defense. Work on your pivot, stepping around. You know what I'm saying? Work on your bam steps and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, boxing is an evolutionary sport. I think to be truly great at it, you gotta be willing to be able to do everything. Now, some certain opponents gonna have you doing certain things. You know, certain
Let
opponents
me
gonna
ask you
have you
this,
doing
Coach
certain
Hackett.
things.
I'm gonna ask you this, Coach. I think, and I could be wrong on this. I think when we talk about boxing, I think a lot of guys forget that, you know, everybody's not gonna be able to be the slick boxer. But do you think that boxing has changed where people forget that old school tactics is what make guys great? Like, people don't know that, you know, Floyd like to use that forearm. You know what I mean? Or you would see Oscar like to put his glove over your nose. Are those things really dirty, or that's just gamesmanship?
That boxing.
Nah, that's the sport. I think what's happened in the sport, I'm gonna be honest with you, my opinion of what's happened in the sport is we don't have enough guys that spent time around old school coaches. It's become AAU. If your dad don't like the way that somebody coaches you, then he becomes your coach, and he ain't never been in a fight. So he's telling you what he picked up from a magazine, a book, or just hanging around the amateurs for a long time. And like for me, I came up under Gary Russell Jr., not just as a fighter, but as a coach. And a lot of these coaches don't realize the first thing I did was carry a spit bucket when I was learning to be a coach. Then I went from that to the body shield. I had to hold every single job before I got to the point where I was a coach. Now it's just like, hey, if I got 3 kids willing to throw punches, then I'm the coach. I just think that the days of the experienced coaches, the coaches who've been through the trenches and learning from them, it's just away. You know, I one of the things I was listening to coach say that I used to get on a lot of coaches about because I want to keep everything as fair as possible when I'm training. When I see coaches call me or coaches call me and say, hey man, I got a couple of open guys, they're real good. When you in camp, can I get some work? Cool. When they come in there and they got Sting headgears on and they see my son with a bar, what the kids call a bar, the football helmet headgear on, I say, coach, where's his face mask? Where's his closed face? Oh no, we don't use those. I'd be like, coach, get him one of mine. And then when they say, nah, we good, and then when Jalil start fucking them up, it's like, bruh, you gotta close this kid's face. But the coach don't know better because he don't understand this is how you train. You never see a pro take his headgear off the whole camp and spar. That's for when you get paid. When you're not getting paid, I'm taking advantage of every safety precaution. And especially if I'm sticking my kid in there with a pro or a seasoned veteran, some of the stuff is just muscle memory. Some of the stuff is just muscle memory for them. They might not mean to do it to the kid, but you put him in there. He didn't put you in there.
I think people seeing too much James. I think people seeing, and you can tell me if I'm wrong on this, Coach Ivan. I think people seeing too much James Tony sparring and really kind of don't understand that. That's why James Tony speak with slurred speech, because he was just a monster. Everybody's not gonna be like James and can fight with no headgear. Hey, I'll never forget when I was watching the fight. James Tony was sparring the dude and called the dude a scary B, right? And I'm thinking, James, he trying to fight you. But go ahead, Dub. Go ahead, Dub. My man Dub, be quiet. Go ahead, Dub. I think Dub fell on the steps, but
no,
I don't know.
I'm on the steps. I'm still on the steps.
All right, go ahead, Dub. Go ahead,
I'm
Dub.
still on the damn steps. I ain't fell down nothing. We gonna have to be in order around here. We done got so far out of order. It don't even make sense, man. I want to hear real quick, man. I want to ask Coach Pitts. I want to ask Coach Bernard the same question that I asked Coach Robinson. Man, what we seen with Erickson Lubin and Virgil Ortiz, the way Virgil was able to peel that guard and man, I seen somebody, and I've never heard this. I gotta ask this first. Have y'all heard of the casino hook? Y'all know the casino hook?
Hell no. Now they got casino shots now.
I know what I said. I said I ain't never heard of a casino hook in my life. I've never heard of this. They said he peeled the guard with the casino hook. I said, what is this?
All I know about a casino store is 7 or
I'm passing the. Has anybody heard of this new casino hook that they speaking on? Peeling the guard, hooking around it. Has anybody else heard of this?
No, I never heard of that.
I never heard it. I've never heard it. I've never heard it given a name. But like I said, the first time I saw somebody peel the guard was Lomachenko when he was fighting Gary Russell Jr. That's the first time. I mean, that's the first time I ever saw a boxer do that. And you know, so, go ahead.
I think it's a deadly shot too.
Say it again.
I think that's a deadly shot.
Man,
Hell yeah.
We seen Virgil Ortiz, respectfully. I say this respectfully. We seen Erickson Lubin. We seen that man get hit with a shot Man arms went limp. The man ended up hugging the referee, respectfully. And so,
Man, it's all kind of shit. Look, man, you even see dudes now. If you got your high guard, up, a boxer, if you got your high guard up, a boxer will throw a right hook to your elbow to knock your arm out of place in order to land a left hook to your chin or to your body. It's all
man,
crazy. I mean,
I went back and watched. They showed when Tank Davis was fighting Rolly Romero. Rolly Romero literally sent the right hand to he sent the right hand to Tank right hand. Right, he wasn't punching that Tank face or nothing. He literally punched this man's hand and then came with the left hook behind it. You know what I'm saying? So Tank couldn't defend himself. Like there are tactics that's being employed, which I think is brilliant. Me personally, I'm one
no,
of the
no, we do that. I do that. I call that a stiff arm, a feint, a stiff arm. Some people call it framing. You know, instead of throwing a jab, you throw the jab and leave it out there to the eyes or to the eyes or somewhere or to your opponent's head, and then you come with a right hand, but you come with a right hand behind it.
But it wasn't even a jab. It was more of a hook to the right hand. Like I'm punching at your hand, and this goes into peeling the guard. And I'm cleaning this up first so I can land what I want to land. You know what I'm saying?
That's actually a feint. Because what he did was he really feinted. He feinted with that lead punch. I know exactly what you're talking about. He feinted with that lead punch to distract Tank, and then he landed a straight shot on it when Tank was up on the ropes. I know exactly what shot you're talking about.
I'm just all I'm saying is I love it, and me personally as a boxing fan, I think this goes into, and people may say it's dirty or what. Man, the way I look at it, and you looking for any advantage in the ring you can get. You know what I'm saying? And if I can peel you, if I can have the opportunity to land a clean shot on you, then I'm taking that risk. You know what I'm saying?
Man, protect yourself at all times.
That's a fact.
Exactly.
I'll ask you guys this. When y'all see a guy like a Terrence Crawford fighting right now, do you guys think he's really as good as advertised, or do you guys think Canelo was just older? What do you got? What would you guys say?
You asking the wrong question, BBO, but I'm gonna let the coaches answer.
I'm asking the wrong question. You rough, man.
I think Crawford is special too. I really do. I mean, if you're gonna call him great, I'm gonna say great because of all the accolades that he has done, and there's some accolades in his bio that he has done that other fighters hasn't done. So yeah, I can say he's special. I can say he's good. Of course, there are other fights out there that people wants to see him fight. I don't think myself. I don't think he need to be fighting a Bidwell or Benavidez. I think he should stay at 54, and if he can clean out 54,
maybe
I would
60,
definitely
maybe 60.
Maybe 60. Who's that 60? Oh.
Well, he was the one, and I say this respectfully, Coach, but he was the one who called out Janabek. You know what I'm saying? He said he wanted to smoke with Janabek. He said, hey, I got my eyes on you. So
I mean, evidently he sees something we don't see, and we fighters do that sometimes. You know, we see fights that are we feel as though are winnable for us. There are fights that we think that are crowd pleasing. We think that are fights that spectators would love to see. Yeah. So we try to make them as much as we can. Like, you know, I felt as though every fight that I thought was going to be a great fight. Only fight that I called out that I never really got and that I wanted was the De La Hoya fight. Yeah. I think that would have really been a magnitude fight for me and him. I think I would have gave Oscar everything he ever thought he would have needed, or
And
anything
then
that
some.
or everything that he couldn't get, I would have gave him. But that fight was never meant to happen, and it never happened. So the Gaddy fight happened. So that was a fight that I didn't call for. They called for it. But hey, I accepted it and I took it. So as being a fighter, there's always fights that you feel as though that you would like to have, and you feel as though that can catapult your career to the next level. And sometimes we make decisions that ain't good. But I mean, that's the sport. That's how the sport is made, and that's how we are as fighters.
Hey,
But I
coach,
do
real
think,
quick,
go ahead.
I wanted to ask you this: with you being, a Philly native, respectfully, um, after Virgil went and did what he did, Boots got in the ring out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that go back to the old school days of things. Like, niggas, hey, all right, if you really want to smoke, I'm showing up at your fight and I'm getting in the ring with you. Let's make the fight happen. It seemed like they don't. It seemed like Virgil. We didn't already heard the 48-month situation. We heard that. Now it seemed like Oscar. He talking some nonsense. Boots trainer, or Robert Garcia, respectfully, he talking some nonsense. Boots' father talking some nonsense. Not Boots, but Virgil. Virgil seemed like the only one who really want to smoke. You think that fight happened?
It's kind of hard to say. I don't. I'm thinking. See, when it comes to stuff like that, trainers and stuff got to stay out of it, man. It just should be the fighters that accept the fights, should make the fights, and go ahead and do the fights. The trainers, y'all just stay in y'all lane and y'all trainers. Y'all get us to the best that y'all know y'all can get us to, which is 100%. Make sure that the camp goes straight and we work hard. When you get trainers start talking this, that, and that, to some point they go offline. Like, Robert Garcia said a whole lot of stuff about Boots didn't want to fight and Boots ain't good enough. And okay. Well, y'all said that he wasn't. Y'all said it was supposed to be sometime this year. Y'all said that three years ago. All right, well, they did what they supposed to do to make the fight happen. So now make it happen. You talking about you want to fight Earl Spence? I mean, look.
How did
I don't
EJ
know,
even
man.
get into this conversation? How did EJ get into the conversation?
I mean,
It
look, I
didn't make
can't.
money.
I don't know.
You told Coach. He there to make money. He not there to fight for fun.
You gotta stop defending the nonsense, BBO. You gotta stop defending nonsense.
I'm defending nonsense because he there to make money.
No, and I know. Shout out to Coach B. Coach B gonna tell me, hey, it's about the money. And hey, I do think, hey, they go sell out Dallas Stadium. I'm a Cowboys fan anyways. They go sell it out, you know what I'm saying? There's money be made there, but at some point in time, we got to hold it. You can't tell me I need 48 months for a fight. Now, all of a sudden, 48 months is up. That's the first thing. The 48 months is up. And now this man get in the ring with you, and you talking about, man, the fight I want. We ain't never heard Virgil say nothing about Errol Spence. We ain't never heard this. We've never heard it. Wait, Boots. Look, we want to see it. I'm out of order. I'm probably out of order. Go ahead, y'all. I apologize.
What you think? What y'all think about it? Because I think the thing that you got to understand. Fight anybody. I'm gonna fight the dude that I've known can fill up Jerry's world and get me some money with Errol Spence, or I'm gonna fight a guy that nobody knows.
Errol Spence ain't fought in 3 years.
The last time I checked, he had 3 straight sellouts, man.
The man ain't fought in 3 years.
Brother Bernard, what you say to this dude's crazy, man?
Now I'm crazy for telling the truth. For telling the truth, I'm crazy.
I think Virgil and his team stated that they wanted to fight Boots. They brought him in the ring. They said, "We next." You can't, even though I think with the money, once you jump out there, You got to deal with that. I don't want to see him fight nobody else but Boots at this point. Because if you were that bold, you could have said in the ring, I'm going in a different direction.
That ain't what he said. That
Why
ain't what
y'all
he
doing
said.
that? Why y'all doing? Y'all wrong. Why y'all doing that?
Man, BBO, you hold on.
Coach
Hold on,
Rock.
real quick.
Coach Rock.
Hold on. No. Coach Rock, Coach Ivan, but not Coach B. This is why we call the brother Sombrero. This is why we call him Sombrero around here. He's still supposed to be dancing around the sombrero after the loss of Canelo Alvarez against Bud Crawford. He's not gonna do it, but
this is a sick Negro.
A sick Negro.
Let me say this, because I know Coach Rock could agree with me. I know Brother Bernard. Once I say this, we're talking about a place that holds almost 100,000 people, where America's team plays. You trying to tell me you whether not fight in America's team stadium or fight Boots? What is it, 2,300? I think I would go fight. I think I would go fight in Texas.
He ain't fighting at no damn 2,300 arena.
I don't know. I just don't think I would want to fight at 2,300. I would want to go to Texas and fight in Jerry's World. Am I wrong to say that?
As long as they gonna pay him the money, why not?
Man, because EJ not accepting that. Tell me this, Coach. Tell me this. So you telling me EJ versus Charlo, Jamel Charlo, EJ versus him, that ain't a bigger fight than EJ versus Virgil?
No.
I ain't asked you. I asked Coach.
Oh, you asking me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What's a bigger fight?
Virgil versus EJ.
Over Jamel Charlo?
I can explain my position.
Let me hear it. I want to hear this. I'm ready to hear it. Let's go, Coach. Hey,
here you go. Here's my position. If you put Charlo versus Spence, they're both pulling from the same crowd of people, black. If you put EJ versus Virgil Ortiz brings a country, and Earl brings the rest. It's a bigger. Thank you.
You got the Mexican fan base. I ain't think of it that way. I can agree to that. I can agree to that. The Mexican fan base do make a difference.
Hey, BV, I ain't trying to fight in no stadium where the team hasn't won a chip in 20 years.
Oh, you out of order, man. You ain't finna man.
You rough.
Oh, hey, look, Coach. Now I love you to death, man. I might have to kneecap you next time I see you, man. I might have to kneecap you, man. Respect.
Hey, Coach, beat him, man. When you see him, just beat him, man. Till you get tired, man. But I just say this, man. I had to fight in 2,300, or I had to fight at Dallas Cowboy Stadium. I think our obvious choice would be Dallas Cowboy Stadium. I mean, it's not even close. I mean, would you agree with that, Coach Rock? Because that's what Dub want. That's what Dub he wanted to fight Virgil in 2,300. I don't think that's a good fight for Virgil.
I ain't never say that. I don't know about what is 2,300. I don't even know what 2,300 is.
Well, that fight was no way because it cost too much money, and 2,300 really ain't the spot to have.
I think what they should do is make the fight, and I think Boots and Virgil should do a 70-30 split Virgil's way and make the fight.
What? 70-30?
How the hell did you get 70-30 out of this?
Yeah, how did you? And then you talk about coming to Dallas Stadium? Man, nobody going down there, man.
Hold on, Coach. You took a tough fight while Arturo got it. I don't want to hear about that, man. You took a tough fight, and you said it yourself. It could have been better.
We talking about a dude that ain't never been a champion in his life.
It put Coach Ivan on the map when he fought Arturo got it, and then he beat
I'm I'm talking about Virgil Ortiz never being a champion in his life. Boots being a unified champion, and some type of way he's supposed to take a 70-30 split.
That's a good deal.
If Ryan Garcia fought even one of them, and he ain't been a champion, it'll be an 80-20 because Ryan got such a fan base. It's not based on what you won; it's based on your fan base. Can you sell tickets?
Man, Boston they got so far out of order, it don't even make sense no more.
Man, nobody to come to Texas Stadium.
If he think he can win, I would come for a food stamp and a bag of Lay's. If I think I can win.
You said food stamps and a bag of Lay's.
If I think I can win.
BVO be to use the food stamps and the bag of Lay's in 3 days, man. He ain't coming for none of that. He ain't coming for none of that. Don't let the man lie to y'all now. Don't let him lie to y'all. Respect. I love BVO. That's my brother.
Coach, if he can beat King Virgil, he should just take whatever Virgil offering, right?
How this man became King Virgil? He ain't won nothing.
He just beat Lubin Amon. He just beat Godzilla. What are you
Your man has never been a champion. Boots is a unified champion.
And Boots will destroy Lubin too.
Probably would. But I would say this. When you talking about fighting Keith Van Herden, Sergey Lipinets, I don't know if that compared to Ballcheck, Madrimov. I don't know, man. It's just maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't see it, Coach Rock. Maybe I don't see it. I just think no matter how we slice it, if I was Boots, I would be excited to make a fight with Virgil. I think Virgil wants the fight, but I think Oscar gonna stop the fight because there's no money in it.
What other money does Virgil have?
Yeah, right. And when all of a sudden Virgil became the A side with all his money after he beat Lubin, what happened before that?
He just got over a tough fight with Ballcheck, who lost to the contender Brandon Adams, another monster.
Yeah, and how much did he get for that? I know he didn't get over $3 million for that fight.
No, he got exactly $2 million for that fight.
Virgil ain't never made $3 million. And he talking about the fight Boots, he need 10. What are we doing?
That's a negotiation tactic. Tell him, brother, no, ain't that just negotiating?
That's where the money situation coming in. Because to be honest, if it was me, I'd fight Virgil for $100.
What do you think of Coach Rock goes, but now what do you think about Mighty Ivan say he'll fight for $100? What y'all think about that?
I ain't fighting for $100, and neither is my son.
Hey, but you got to remember though, Coach Hackett, when Mighty Ivan beat Arturo Gotti, it changed everything for him. Changed everything.
Exactly. That's the risk you take sometimes. These guys ain't taking no risk, man. That's what makes the game messed up. These guys don't want to take no risk. Man,
Ivan ain't fighting. Ivan, you ain't fighting Arturo Gotti for no $100. Ivan, you ain't fighting Arturo Gotti for no $100. You ain't fighting for $100 in a cab ride. No, you didn't.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, bro.
I didn't. When I fought you, I ain't fighting. It wasn't for no real money. It was for some chump change. But I knew I could go out there and beat him. That's why I took it. See, these guys they don't think like that. Those guys don't think like that now. They think, oh man, I lose, that's the end of my career.
Ivan, you came up in the era where if you fought a good fight and lost, you knew you was coming back. These kids are trying to get out of the era where the minute you lose, you done. That's the problem with boxing.
Yeah, but
the minute a guy loses, he's done. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. You're definitely right. But then when they win, they make dumb decisions.
I don't know if Coach Rock can hear me, but I was just say this. If you got a chance to fight a huge name like Virgil Ortiz, whatever he want, make it happen.
You're a Virgil Ortiz fan, I see.
Hold on.
No,
So let me hold on.
Coach.
Hold on. Let me ask
I'm a fan of the sport.
BBO, let me ask you the question. I want to ask this. We done seen Ryan Garcia, and I give credit to Ryan Garcia, even though he a drug cheat. I give him credit because he one of the guys that he willing to fight his contemporaries at a young age. You know what I'm saying? I give him credit for that. Mm-hmm. At the same time, the nigga went out there, he lost to Tank Davis, got a no contest against Devin Haney, and then went and lost to Rolly Romero. Right? But I don't think nobody's sitting here criticizing and saying that this man can't still make decent fights. I don't think nobody's saying that.
He got the man got a fan base.
Yeah, he do. There we go.
And he is stone cold racist. So he got an extra little fan base for those people who hate black people.
You picked him to beat Tank Davis.
That was 3 years ago.
Well, I'm just telling you what happened. That's what you did. I'm just telling you what happened.
And like they said, bad example, Doug. Because at the end of the day, a shout out to my man Ernest, Ernest over there messing with that clenbuterol and they forgot who he typing in. But I'll say this. I don't care what you got to do. If Boots is that guy, and I'm not saying it because I don't know. I think he should go in and step to Virgil because Virgil had him shook in the ring.
Hold on. So if Devin go out here and lose this fight to Brian Norman Jr., if Brian Norman Jr. lose to Devin, they ain't got other avenues to still make big fights happen?
I don't know. Those are two blacks fighting. We talking about a Mexican versus a black. I think that's a different story. It's a lot of money. Everything versus black makes money. I mean, if I was Virgil, I think Virgil should put his foot down and tell Boots, accept what I say, or we not fighting. Because Oscar made it clear. That you got to do what we say. We the guys.
And now you supporting ducking. Man. All right, you got it.
I support ducking. Hold on.
That's what it sounds like.
I don't support ducking. One of my favorite fighters. He fought everybody and got ducked, and he get ducked all the time.
Who your favorite
They call
fighter?
him a duck.
I thought Jamel Charlo was your favorite fighter.
He got ducked before.
Who ducked Jamel Charlo?
Jamel got ducked by Boo Boo Andre.
Man, stop it, man. See, Nick,
the nigga pulled out the week of the fight.
All right, you got it. I'm on mute. Yeah, you got it, bro.
But I don't know. What Coach Rock, you hear me? Rock, I understand. But I'll say this. Coach.
I hear you. I'm here.
Oh, okay. So we didn't get your opinion on this whole thing, man. They're talking about a monster who just beat Godzilla, one of the baddest niggas they got, and Virgil. Do you think Boots should take whatever he get? Boots should take whatever he get from a guy like Virgil to make the fight?
No, Virgil's not accomplished. They sent this Virgil first time really selling some tickets. And they had to take him to Texas they had to take him to Mexico where all the Mexicans at. He ain't held no title. First off, Virgil Ortiz, Virgil Ortiz almost killed himself. You know what I'm saying? Because his CK levels went too high with his kidneys trying to make weight. You know, Robert Garcia telling him right now they can't fight for the IBF belt because Virgil Ortiz got to be able to rehydrate more than 12 pounds.
Coach, what they call it? Rhabdomyolysis? Is it rhabdo something?
Rhabdomyolysis.
What they call the IBF title? They call it Inconvenience in Black Fighters.
Man,
the IBF is
lying to the people, BBO. Stop lying.
Get out of here, man. Ain't no real fighter gonna fight for no IBF, dude. That rehydration clause is BS.
No, it ain't.
I should be able to come as big as I want. If I come in 170 and we in a 140 fight, I don't want to hear it.
Let me ask you something.
Be ready.
Are you a connoisseur of boxing?
I love boxing, but I love boxing.
Stop. You're a connoisseur of boxing, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So if you're a connoisseur of boxing, hell, you can look at I'm forgetting the fight, but it was Floyd Mayweather versus Gennaro Hernandez. Floyd, when Floyd won his first world title, they fought at 130. They fought at 130. They both rehydrated to 138. So my point is that hell, Floyd fought at his walk around weight. Look, I don't have no problem with people rehydrating from that standpoint. But to be honest with you, I think the sport would be better if you had them 10 and 12 pound rehydration things on every level. So that way, man,
you trying to kill the sport. You trying to kill the sport.
No, it's not gonna kill the sport. It's just gonna help people. It's gonna help
No,
people.
I want my dude as big as I can get him in there. Because y'all slick black fighters gonna run for me for 12 rounds, for 10 rounds.
That's because you need an advantage to win because you can't win on an even playing field.
No.
Bro.
I'm not gonna chase you. Man.
Bro, first off,
I'm calling it what it is. You can say whatever you want to say. You can't win on an even playing field. That's why you want to come in as big as you want because you can't win on an even playing field. You need an advantage.
Nah, I got you now, BBO. You probably think black boxers ought to have some rope around their legs so they can't goddamn move. Don't you? That's how your ass is.
Hold on. My favorite fighter is black. Don't do that.
Man, who your favorite fighter is?
Jamel Charlo.
He lying, y'all.
That ain't your favorite fighter.
And I'm a big fan I'm a fan of the GOAT, Alicia Bungon.
You just think Alicia cute. That's all. You like light skinned women.
No.
I do too. I do like women. I do.
She from Ohio and she didn't put the work in. That's all.
Man, right. she got an L on her record, and Clarissa Shields been beating the shit out of everybody.
Muhammad Ali lost to a guy with 8 fights.
Stop it.
Muhammad Ali lost to a guy with 8 fights.
That's okay. But we ain't calling. What we saying? I love Alicia. Respect to her. Clarissa Shields is the man. You come on, man. Put some respect on that lady name, man.
Hold on. Why is Clarissa Shields not coming down to fight Alicia if she's all this GOAT stuff?
Clarissa walking around about 210 pounds, man.
Hold on.
What got nothing to do with Alicia? Hold
on. Clarissa Shields fighting at heavyweight right now. Them being a heavyweight champion, and you want her to come down to 135?
No, 147. 147.
Man, we ain't never heard none this. We ain't never heard none this crazy in our life. We ain't never heard none this crazy.
So you want her to come down? You want her to come down to 147 and then blow back up to 175?
Yeah, if that's what she got to do it. But I'll put it like this: if she's the GOAT, she got to prove it.
But I want to go back. I want to go back to what you were saying about Ortiz. You said Jerron Boussinis need to give Ortiz what he wants, but it sounds like Ortiz needs Jerron Boussinis because he's not the A side. Jerron is. That's why they asking for Jerron to give him $10 million.
Hold on.
Man, that boy don't want to get in the ring with Boots.
BVO, hold on. BVO just told us that some type of way Jerron need to accept 80-20 out this month. That's what BVO just told us.
No, I ain't say that, but that's okay.
Okay, 70-30. We'll say 70-30. You definitely said that. You definitely said that.
Yeah, I did. That's the WBC's
but the thing is,
split.
But the thing is, you tell me what A side took the least amount of money. What A side?
What A side took? Look, I don't think he's the A side.
He is. He's asking for the contract from them. So that means Jerron is the A side. The A side is the one that pays for the fight.
Hold on.
A side is sending him the contract.
Hold on. You had this big black nigga coming in the ring.
Free.
Hold on.
He finna duck you. He finna duck you.
Finish. No,
he finna make an irrelevant point, and he finna duck you, Free.
Make a good point because Free is my brother and I love him. That's the thing he don't want to say. That's my guy. But I'll say this, and Free's a brilliant boxing mind. But I'll say this. If I'm Virgil Ortiz, you had this big black nigga come down here talking all this stuff, how you gonna do this and do that to me. He come in the ring on my greatest fight, showed me no respect, didn't even say good fight, asking me for money, telling me he want to bet, and I tell him as kindly as I can, I don't bet, I just fight. Like, what are you expecting from Virgil, man? Virgil was a class act. I think Boot should just humble himself and do whatever he need to do to make the fight. No, Floyd did it. Why can't you do it?
Who you think Virgil is? Virgil ain't shit.
Floyd wasn't the A side. Oscar was.
You think Virgil Ortiz on the level with Oscar De La Hoya?
No,
Virgil,
see
Oscar
what you
De La
doing?
Hoya Oscar De La Hoya was a sixth division world champion when him and Floyd fought. Virgil ain't been a world champion in shit.
I'll ask you this, Coach Ivan. What do you think, man? Before we let Coach Ivan go, because we go all night. I don't want Coach to fall asleep on me.
Fall asleep on you. I just want the fight to happen, man. They've been talking about it for like 3 years. Make the fight happen, man. I mean, honestly, I never did like Eddie Hearns because I never thought that Eddie Hearns put Boots out there like he should have been out there. I'm thinking Boots should be, worldwide right now, man. As far as his fight, I mean, yeah, he's known here.
Man, Eddie Hearns trying. Eddie Hearns trying. It just scary ass Mexican like Virgil Ortiz and them. They don't want to get in the ring with it.
Hey,
hold on. Let me say.
Hold on, BVL. What you say? I got $40 for you. Hey, you gotta play the $40. Hey, I got $40 for you.
Hey, that's what Virgil should just walk up to Boots and just say that. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can find that. He definitely should just tell Virgil. He should tell what's the guy's name? Boots in his this.
I got $40.
I'm good.
All right.
That's all you should say. Because and I ask you this, hey Coach Hackett, let me ask you this. Why are people not realizing that Virgil is the money maker in this whole thing? What you think?
The only reason I say that would be true because it's just that the Mexican fans will always support a Mexican fighter. I love the way they do that. But somewhere we've been bamboozled where maybe 30% of the black fans support a black fighter, the other 70 wish it their downfall. And that's what hurts us because the promoters understand that the A side in those situations is usually going to be the Latin fighter because their fan base rallies around it. Where the black fan base, they wish for your downfall.
Yep, certain kind of black fan base. We gotta bring more fans into the sport. Cause there's a whole segment of folk out there that's gonna come in at some point.
It's because of fans like BBO.
Hold on. Coach Ivan, you these guys talking about me because I'm black. You these guys. Man.
Wait a minute, we black too. We telling you the truth.
Hold
on now, nigga. I think everybody on the panel is black. Is everybody on the panel black? I think everybody black on the panel.
Skillet, hold on, let me say this, Skillet.
Man,
I'm an Asiatic black man.
You a what?
I'm an Asiatic black man.
You from
I'm
Asia?
an original man.
Hold on, you from Asia? Hold on, you from Asia?
Ain't that what Malcolm X said? That I'm an Asiatic black man.
Hell no, that was Big Daddy Kane.
Ain't Asiatic, ain't none of that. I'm from Georgia, and I'm a regular ass nigga, man. Hey,
that Big Daddy Kane, King Asiatic, nobody's equal.
I don't know nothing about it.
Malcolm X ain't said none of that shit. That to my knowledge.
I'm gonna send you the letters when he was writing back and forth. I'll send it to you. That's where I first heard the term Asiatic.
We got to kneecap his ass.
And his in his autobiography, what was the guy's name?
Man, I read
with Alex Haley.
I don't remember none of
Remember with Alex Haley when he was talking about what the Asiatic black man was? But I'll say this. That aside, all jokes aside, I think Boots is gonna do himself a disservice if he missed this opportunity to get this payday. Because hey, Virgil could be the biggest payday of his career, man.
Bro,
and we here to make money.
Listen. Turkey out of Sheik is going. The zone done already told Virgil scary ass no to Errol Spence. You finna fight Boots. Turkey got. First off, they don't have no choice. Oscar is signed to Golden Boy. Oscar owned Golden Boy. Golden Boy signed to the zone. Just like he told Ryan Garcia, you ain't finna fight on Netflix because you signed to Golden Boy and we signed to the zone. The zone done told their ass that this is what we on. and the Saudi Wealth Fund own 30% of the zone. So Virgil Ortiz ass is getting ready to fight. He either gonna fight Boots for some real money, or Oscar gonna be coming out of his pocket for some bullshit. He got nowhere else to go.
What you think about this, Coach Hackett? What you think about this, man? Because you get a chance to be around these guys all the time. What you say in this case?
I'm gonna say you gotta negotiate for yourself. Can't nobody else negotiate for you, and you got to stand on the ground that you feel comfortable standing on. If you say it's not enough, then nobody else can tell you what's enough. You know, you got to make that decision for yourself. You know, and I wouldn't be the one that's saying, "Hey, this is too much. This is too less."
Mm-hmm.
You know, your team been with you for the longest time, making whatever decisions y'all make. Y'all got to decide that. You know, I look at the situation that happened with Rashidi Ellis. Rashidi Ellis and his team tried to negotiate for the maximum money they could get, and they ultimately lost the negotiation, and they didn't get to fight. But they got to live with that. At the end of the day, they got to live with that. Nobody else. I can't tell another man what his value is, just like you can't tell me what my value is. But you can laugh at me if I miss my value. But you can laugh with me if I get more than you thought I was worth.
Hey, speaking of that, I want to ask you guys a question, man. When you see so many rabbit punches in boxing, you guys think that's a problem in boxing now? All these rabbit punches?
Yeah.
Man, the
Go ahead.
majority of these dudes turning their head. They turning their head to it.
Mm-hmm.
What you mean?
When they see that heat coming at them, they put
Mm-hmm.
their head on the other man's shoulder like they slow dragging, and he trying to fire over top of it, and you creating a situation where you get hit in the back of the head.
I never thought of it that way.
Well,
What you think, Coach Rock or Coach Ivan? What you guys think about that?
I think you got a point there.
Yeah, that's the point. You got a point. But like I said, that's why, man. But that's like I said. That's why, man. You got listen, man. Like I said earlier, inside, mid range, outside. Like I said, one thing we did 6 4-minute rounds a day. When my son was on the inside like that, and if he wasn't punching and he wasn't in the shell, I was telling him because the dude, I said, man, control his arms with your forearms. I said, control his arm with your forearms from that standpoint. Don't just let this motherfucker punch on your back, punch on you while you just up in there in the clinch like that. You know what I'm saying? Either clinch him up all the way, lock him up all the way. You know what I'm saying? Well, we got to call clean break. Or if you want to sit in there a little bit, then you need to be using your forearms and your elbows and whatnot to control his arms so he can't just get off on no clean shot. You know what I'm saying? Man, this shit, it ain't tickling.
So hold on. So y'all using the Floyd Mayweather defense.
Bro, you gotta do everything. Man, I've been telling my son since he was 8 years old. Now, when we first started, when you get in the clinch, put your glove to your opponent's face. He's not gonna punch while he can't see your ass. If he do, he's special. You know what I'm saying? Either clinch him up or either, like I said, use your forearms from that standpoint to take his arms away. Use your forearms, your elbow, whatever you got to do to keep that offhand from punching on you. That shit ain't tickling, man. You got to protect yourself at all times.
And Coach just explained the reason why low blows and hip shots are all good.
Yeah. I agree with that.
If you're going to use the forearm and you're going to use the open palm glove, man, that bowling ball uppercut coming straight to your nuts.
Yep.
Hey, because you know what's so funny about it? I never understood why they never called Floyd for ripping that forearm across people's face, man. I never understood that.
They give him a warning. They do call it. You know, you heard Brother Nazim said Bayless, he using that forearm, Bayless, when he was fighting Shane Mosley. They do call it from that standpoint. But are you using it? But a lot of times they're not gonna call it as a foul if you ain't using the hurt. Like I gotta give you a prime example. We got a
Okay.
kid. We got a kid down here. Was y'all probably saw the video. Partner of mine's son was over. He was sparring Elijah Pierce, right? Elijah
Yeah.
Pierce, he's sparring Elijah Pierce.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Elijah Pierce,
Elijah Pierce can fight. He can fight.
yeah, he can fight. Man, Elijah Pierce threw a forearm over,
Mm-hmm.
threw a
Yeah.
forearm, clearly on some Mike Tyson shit. Hit my man directly up under the eye. You know what I'm saying? Like another situation, like I said, amateur just turned pro about 3 fights, still fighting in open face headgear. Now you got cheek protectors. You see what I'm saying? But I'm saying that to say is that you just got this damn boxing shit. You ain't in there fighting. You just gotta protect. You just gotta protect yourself, especially if you go somewhere new. Cause like I said, what I realize about these damn pros is, especially
Mm-hmm.
the ones 28, 29 years old, 30 years old, they
Mm-hmm.
ain't really got what the hell they wanted to get. If you
Mm-hmm.
young and you a new pro or you a up and coming amateur from that standpoint, then they ain't really trying to help your ass, bro. They might get in there and work with you and y'all sparring and stuff like that, but at the same time, it's a degree of animosity going on. And like I said, you get in the ring, man, you sparring, you fighting, man, you got to protect. Man, listen, man, you get your ass in that goddamn ring. You need to be ready. You need to be ready to handle your business. Period. Point blank. That was like I said. I ain't put my son in the ring to spar unless his ass is in shape and he ready. Period. Because unless it's with somebody that it's gonna be some work with. Cause you got
Mm-hmm.
some sparring you can do. We call it conditioning sparring. You know what I'm saying? Well, we getting rounds in and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. But I know these guys right here. That we familiar with them. They ain't finna just get off on them. But man, when we step that competition up in sparring, nah, man, you finna be in tip top shape because these dudes is finna come at your ass. And we in the age of the video of the phone or the video phone. So they're trying to come at your ass. If they ain't recording, they might have somebody in the back recording or got some glasses on recording. So man, I tell my son, man, we may be if we working on some shit, we working on some shit, but don't get these motherfuckers nothing to put on no camera. Get in that ring, you need to be ready to handle your business at all times.
Go ahead, Dub. I know you want to get on this conversation. Go ahead, Dub.
Man, listen. And I think I done talked to everybody. Coach, you sleep? Respectfully. I ask this question respectfully. Coach Robinson, you there?
You be working, man.
I ain't got no problem. Hey, see, it's like night around this motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes a nigga need a nap out this mother. Hey, I'm just telling the truth. I understand the nap. I need to nap my damn self. Okay,
But
all right. No, Coach back. His video. Coach, real quick, I want to ask you this. We done seen Devin. We done seen his training videos. Man, nigga, they talking about Devin got the he shooting. He in shape. He's shooting with power out there. You know what I'm saying? Coach, man, it ain't this coming week, but next week. Man, and I don't know if we can tell you next week. So I gotta ask you, man, versus Brian Jr. And break that down. And we done had the conversation previously, but with Devin looking like he looking, Junior looking like he looking, man, how this shit play out?
You talking to me?
No, I'm talking to Coach Rob.
Like I said, we talked about it earlier. Like I said, see, one thing about that, Devin, he showed us certain things, but we also said that Devin has some other things to add to his arsenal and some things that he can do to make himself better. And I think the kid actually went back to the drawing board, and besides bulking up, I think he made some changes in his arsenal and what he can do. He seems to um take well on what it as far as like advice, commands from his dad and stuff like that. I think he's maturing more. So I think it's gonna be a really, really great fight. I'm just not sure how well he gonna be able to hold on with Brian Norman's power. I think he's getting better to where he can box well. I'm also seen a couple times in this camp that he's able to let both of his hands go because he was only known for his jab. But now I see him putting more combinations together. I mean, I see him doing things that he should have been doing. He's doing them now. I don't know if that's gonna help him, but I think it's gonna make a great fight. If the fight goes later, Brian Norman might catch up to him.
Hold on. You saying if the fight goes later, then Junior catch up to him?
Yeah, because I think in the early part of the fight, I think I'm taking Devin to pretty much outbox him and hopefully move, get away. You know what I'm saying? Even if he have to be a little punk hold every now and then, get back to the basics of throwing his combinations, using his good jab that he has. But that pressure that I think Brian Norman gonna set on him is gonna be telling.
Do you think Devin can stop Junior?
Well, what?
Hold on, wait a minute.
I don't know, man. That's what I'm saying, man. I mean, I think he went back to the drawing board, man, and he see things that he need to do. I think he's working on them. And also, I haven't seen nobody really put any combinations together or really hit Brian Norman with some shots. We don't know how well he can hold up once he get hit. And I think Devin got a little power. I know we all said that he can't punch, but I think he got a little power. I think he got enough to stop him in his track.
Man, we ain't just seen an individual walk Devin down. When we done seen Devin we seen him have trouble. Devin was the one coming forward. You know what I'm saying? So Devin, correct me if I'm wrong, Coach. Devin is a come forward fighter, in my personal opinion. Would you disagree with that?
I don't know if he's a straight come fighter, man. I mean, the fighters he fought.
I ain't saying he the Virgil Ortiz of the world. I'm saying that from the fight that we've seen, whether it was Lomachenko, whether it was Linares, Jojo Diaz, even Ryan Garcia. I thought he got hurt from Ryan Garcia out of the drug shit. I thought it was more that, man, you fought the wrong fight. You walked to Ryan Garcia.
Right.
Individual that ain't punching, you don't walk, right? That ain't what you do. But Devin has always been a come forward. The first time we see him not be a come forward was the Ramirez fight. That's the first time, and hence the reason when we watched it, we all kind of looked at it and was like, what's kind of going on right here? This he's doing the damn he's shoving out the ring. We never really seen that from him. So, I don't know if
he's fighting bigger people now too. I mean, he ain't crushing his ass down from 165 pounds to fight them folk at 135 now, 175, shit like that. Nah, you fight some folk, you fight some people that the same weight, buddy. And when you fight people that the same weight from that standpoint, it's just different. You know, you ain't got no 4, 5, and 6 inch reach on everybody you in the ring with.
Right. So Kev, he had a lot of things he had to do to get ready for Brian Norman, man. I like Devin because he boxes. He's seen the boxes pretty well. He know a little bit about his distance. I'm just hoping he can keep Brian Norman off it, because if he can't, man, he gonna be in a world of trouble. And do y'all think he hit harder than what's the kid? Yeah, you think he hit harder than Ryan Garcia?
Junior?
Yes.
Junior cracking way harder than Ryan Garcia.
Hold on. Ryan was punching the chuck out of people, man. You forgot?
We watched Ryan get beat down by Rolly.
Man, Brian Norman punched harder than Ryan Garcia.
That's a
y'all sure about that?
Hell yeah.
I think anybody on the panel, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, before I didn't cut you off on your show, I apologize. Would anybody outside of you say that Ryan Garcia is punching harder than Brian Norman Jr.? Would any of y'all say that?
Hell yeah, I say Brian Norman punching harder than Ryan Garcia,
No,
and he
no.
punches with every punch.
Let me rephrase it. Would anybody say that Ryan is punching harder than Junior? I apologize. I said that the wrong way. Would anybody say Ryan is punching harder than Junior? All right, BVO the only person who said. So, and once again, shout out to my brother BVO, shout out to Sombrero. When it's any big time fight, you always got to pick him because he picked all the big time from respect.
This is a sick Negro.
I love you, BVO. I love you.
Hold on, I don't pick them wrong. I usually pick them right because I just picked this last one right with Virgil.
That's not a big time. That wasn't a big time fight.
That wasn't no big pick, bro.
We all picked Virgil to win that.
What happened to Ryan Garcia's power after he got caught cheating?
It went out the window. The same thing that happened with Conor Ben Power when they got him off the eggs. The same thing.
Exactly.
Man, y'all brothers are rough, man. You talking about a monster? I mean, I don't know. I'll give it to y'all. Y'all could be right. Y'all could be right, but
I would. Devin Haney is one of my favorite fighters. I love watching Devin.
You dropped Devin though. Remember you got dropped, Devin. You can't be a fan no more. Go ahead.
I don't. Can't nobody tell me who I can be a fan of, man. That ain't even possible. But I'm gonna rock with Devin regardless. You know what I'm saying? Win, lose, or draw. But I think this is a bad style matchup for him, man. If Junior come in there power boxing like I think he put a power box on his ass, shit, it ain't even about hurting him. If Junior once you start touching an individual and you ain't throwing in really with power like that, you just touching. Man, that shit get dangerous for a motherfucker, man. Respect.
I keep telling y'all, man, that man is the man. The man is he got good positioning and he's a counterpunch. His timing is got good. Junior got excellent timing. He a counterpuncher and he always in position.
Hey, real quick,
Coach.
Coach, hey, Coach, I ain't never had a chance. That I don't think you think Devin got, or you think Junior got better timing than Devin do?
Hell yes, bro. Y'all finna find out.
One of the things I always said is
let me ask this right here. Let me ask this right here.
Ask a question.
Do you think Devin is a counterpuncher? Tell me a fight where you saw Devin actually timing folk and counterpunching and shit like that. A lot.
Devin
without getting hit.
Well, real quick, Devin, his time has always come from him being able to establish his jab. That's where his timing really comes from.
And so, but being able to establish his jab. Now, if he got a 71-inch reach, and like Lomachenko got a 64-inch reach, it ain't that hard to establish no jab on an opponent like that. When you got the high ground and the length on an opponent, you're supposed to be able to establish a jab, especially if you got decent feet and he got good feet. But when I'm talking about timing, like when Ryan Garcia caught him with that hook, I don't know if it was timing or just punching with Devin. But when Devin jabbed, Ryan threw the hook at the same time.
Ryan was hooking with Devin jab. That's what Ryan
with it.
Do.
Exactly. And so, but what I'm talking about timing. I'm talking about timing, as in like B is a hell of a counter puncher. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I've seen about 36 to 40 rounds of sparring, since this fight got announced.
But he ain't. But B, and I say this respectfully. I'm a Georgia boy. I say this respectfully. He ain't been in the ring with the level of competition. I mean, if you want to talk about Bud, if you want to talk about Boots, I got that. Tank. But as far as an actual fight goes, he ain't been in the ring with an individual like Devin.
Who Devin been in the ring with like B?
Lomachenko.
Man, Lomachenko is 5'6" with 64-inch arms, man. That man, and he's 35 years old, and he got 400, and he got almost Lomachenko 499 and one damn. He had 500 amateur fights. We were
So
just talking earlier
He
tonight.
took hold on. He took Gary Russell Jr. though, and I think Gary Russell Jr. one of the best to do it.
Man,
He
that
took
man
his own
fought
from
Gary.
him.
That man fought Gary when Gary was 26 years old. And I heard Gary speak. You know, like I said, I'm not the authority to speak on that because I'm a fan of Gary Russell also. And you know, but I know that in that camp, you know, Gary had some problem making weight, brought in strength and conditioning coach. The scale was wrong. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of shit. You can't make no excuses in boxing because you get your ass in the ring. You just got your ass in that ring.
hey,
But
real quick,
Lomachenko was 26 years old. Man, Lomachenko 35 years old when he fought Devin.
Hey, real quick, Coach B. I don't know, and I'm asking. I don't know if it were you around the Russells at that time when Mr. Gary fought Lomachenko? Were you around then?
Yep.
What did you see in that fight?
They lost. I mean,
We know
they
that.
were the best. I mean, they were the best two talented guys at that time in the division. In boxing, somebody will lose. If they fought 10 times, Lomachenko would not win all 10. If they fought 10 times, they might be 5-5. I mean, it was a loss to a very talented person. But like Coach Rock just said, you're talking about maybe a 7, damn near 10-year gap between that time.
That's a fact.
Look, people age overnight. In boxing, they age in between rounds. You know, now Lomachenko had a run of stopping guys, making them quit on the stool.
Yep.
Yeah.
He had a run of that. So, you know, people get old. Father Time is undefeated. Is undefeated. So I can't take nothing from none of those fights. I could take a 17-year-old kid that's just super talented, and he's a disciplinarian to the art of the sport of boxing, and he can fuck around and be the world champion on any given night.
Who you picking in this fight?
And he ain't got no experience.
Who you picking?
I'm going with Norman.
We don't do that. We don't ask the coaches to pick.
Hold on. I can ask
I'm going with Norman because I think that I'm gonna tell you the reason why I'm going with Norman. I think he's a good fighter. I think he's the bigger guy going in here, but I think Brian Norman understands more than anybody. I have more to lose in this fight than Devin Haney.
Yep.
I have more to lose. Devin can lose this fight and get another shit. Devin can lose this fight, move up to 54, and hell, we'll want to fight. But if Brian Norman loses this fight, he doesn't have the sustainable fan base to the point where Top Rank is going to put the money to get him back in where he wants to be. I just don't think so. So with him understanding and knowing that, and then on top of that, he from Georgia. Georgia is not no boxing hotbed. They're not investing a bunch of money in Georgia.
We ain't disrespecting Georgia now. I'm from.
We talking the truth, man.
Listen what I'm saying. I'm not disrespecting. I'm not disrespecting Georgia. What I'm saying is, it's not a hotbed to where the fan base can make it where a promoter is willing to rebuild a guy that take the belt away. Nobody knows him. When Brian Norman, my guy, I fuck with them. But before he was the champion, and you said Brian Norman, who knew him?
I knew him.
Unless you were a boxing fan of a division, we knew him. We shared the ring with him. But when he became the champion, how did everybody introduce him? Let's welcome the WBO welterweight champ Brian Norman Jr. When they introduced Devin, even without a belt, Devin the Dream. Yeah, he's the two-time. All that. So once again, I'm going with Brian Norman because I think Brian and his family understand exactly how much they have to lose. Not what they have to gain, how much they have to lose if they lose
It's
this
a
fight.
hell yeah. It's a measure of hunger. It's a measure of hunger. Ain't nobody getting up. They ain't getting up. They ain't sleeping in silk pajama. And it's a measure of hungeriness that's over here. And what you get, what B gets by beating, what B gets by beating Devin the Dream Haney is at that point in time he takes on a lot of the fan, not to say the fan base, but he gonna take on a whole nother persona. I mean, it's gonna be a hell of a rising tide. They're gonna lift a whole lot of damn boats around here in Atlanta, Georgia. But he beat Devin Haney, who was a household name in boxing, and starting to get some crossover stuff. He got crossover stuff after that Ryan Garcia shit and the steroids and how that shit went viral on social media. Beat Devin Haney. He go to the moon in boxing right now.
But you seen him struggle against boxers, and one thing I will say is this: the thing that I think people are missing, and I love Brian Norman Senior. I think we missing the fact that everybody he knocked out came to him, and I'm sure Bernard will tell you because he was with a savant, one of my favorite coaches of all time, who gets no credit, Gary Russell Sr. He always did a good job of positioning his fighters to make smart choices in the ring, and I honestly think Brian's susceptible to making the wrong choice by thinking Devin's gonna come to him. It doesn't always work
They
like
ain't
that.
they ain't think, bro, B cut the ring off like nobody you damn seen. Listen,
He did that versus the Chinaman, or did the Chinaman walk right up to him like a bird if you have some money in your hand?
Talking, bro. You see that, and see that's the shit right there that's gonna get that's the shit right there that got Bill and got everybody else in the whole boxing world shook. See, the thing about it is that Devin grew up in the YouTube age, so everything on Devin is on YouTube. You can watch his farm Paul Spatafor if you want to. See, y'all caught up on what's on these little last 4, 5, 6 fights. Really, y'all caught up on the first 3 or 4 top ranked fights before he fought Santillan. Y'all caught up on those right there. And the reason why, and I don't even trip on the shit because, like I said, I know sparring is important, and I know that when he took them damn fights, man hadn't even had no damn sparring because his hands were broke. So I ain't, but you get your ass in the ring, The performances weren't good, but if Brian Norman had looked like he getting ready to look, if Brian Norman had looked like he looked against Santillan, like he looked against Cuevas, like he looked against Sasaki.
Guys who walk right to him. You speaking? You making my point? Go ahead.
Hold on, bro. Listen, I'm gonna say this: if he had looked the way I know he gonna look against Devin Haney, he would have never got the shot. That being said, bro, you talking about you coming through the amateur rank. You ain't talking about somebody, man, that started boxing, man, when they were 19 years old, like Deontay Wilder. You talking about somebody who been boxing, man, since they was.
Oh, you talking about the man who was champion for 7 years?
Hold on now.
Go ahead.
I'm from Alabama, so I ain't dissing Alabama power. Even Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I'm from Auburn, Alabama. You know what I'm saying? I saw
War Eagle, right?
Yeah, goddamn.
Man, you out of order, man. We ain't talking about no damn. We ain't talking about no damn War Eagle as far as Georgia go. We not talking about what. Go ahead, brother. I apologize.
But listen, but my point is, bro, y'all don't understand is that, man, when you fuck around, when you go through the amateurs and you start boxing at 6 and 8, you start boxing probably 6 or 5 or 6 years old, start competing at 8 years old, bro. That man is a well-rounded fighter. Right now, he coming up on damn near 20 years in the game. And you think he don't know how to cut the ring off? He ain't got good fundamentals, or he been fighting. The man, listen, man. The man.
You didn't see that jab. What was that dude's name? Buka Chica, who was off balance and dropped.
I ain't. You didn't see that? I saw it, and that shit looked bad. But that's my whole. I saw it, and that shit looked bad.
On his pockets.
But Boca Chica was a good amateur. And at one point in time, David Cuevas was supposed to be the man. That was supposed to be one of the men also coming up. All I'm saying is that I respect everybody's opinion and what y'all think y'all know. But I know what the hell I've been seeing. And I promise you, I know what I've been seeing. And what you getting ready to watch, what you getting ready to watch on November 22nd is finna be the birth of something beautiful in the
Coach, we
welterweight.
got $50 on it.
I don't bet, man.
Well, we ain't bet. Hold on,
There's
real
me,
quick.
baby. You don't bet me, your brother.
No,
We can bet some burpees.
I wouldn't bet none of y'all niggas, respectfully. real quick, Coach, Bernard, y'all done shared the ring with Junior. You know what I'm saying? What do you see? And I understand, and I think Coach Rock, I think he done been kind of in the gym, watch sparring sessions, those type of things. Coach B, as far as Jaleel sharing the ring with him, what do y'all see as far as what Junior is? You know what I'm saying? If you don't mind giving us that information, respectfully.
Slim can box. I think he's an underrated boxer. He's not one dimensional where he gotta come forward, but he can come forward. I think that I think it's actually gonna be a better fight than people anticipate. I think it's more even than people wanna say it is. Uh Physicality, I'm gonna lean on Brian for physicality. Uh boxing IQ and boxing ability, I'm gonna lean towards Devin. I lean towards him for that. Uh, just knowing how to win, I lean towards Devin. But the will to win and knowing what's on the line, I lean towards Brian. I think if in my vision, if Brian come out there and he start boxing, it's gonna be a long motherfucking night. If Brian come out there and be the aggressor and make this boy fight, it could be a 7-8 round night. I think Devin got the heart of a pit bull. He got the punching ability of a ballerina. And that's not a good combination. I mean, Shorty got a heart. Man, I ain't never gonna say he ain't got no heart. But he's not a puncher. People think because you put on size, man, Eric Morales' little skinny ass was putting shit to sleep. And he wasn't no strong dude. God births punchers. Punchers, you can't create a puncher. If your kid can't knock the steam off a cup of coffee, I don't care if he can lift up 500 pounds. I don't care if he can lift up 500 pounds. He's never going to be able to punch. And yeah.
Go ahead, cause my bad.
You throw Coach out?
No, coach just fell off for a second.
Well, real quick, and he said something interesting.
He back.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Let me keep cooking.
He said the steam off a cup of coffee. We missed everything, Coach. You said somebody steam off a cup of coffee.
If he can't knock the steam off a cup of coffee, he's never gonna be able to knock the steam off coffee. I don't care if you put him on the biggest diet of whatever you want to put him and lifting up car tires. He could be lifting up semi trucks. He's never gonna be a puncher. Punchers are born.
So
you cannot make a puncher.
I gotta ask this question then. And I agree with you. I think that punches, either you cracking or you not. Tim Bradley, the man looked like one of the best bodybuilders out there, but the man couldn't crack an egg, respectfully. I say that respectfully to Tim Bradley. But at the same time, my question is this. Coach Rock, Coach B, we want to go in this order. BB, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
What would be your game plan? You know what I'm saying? How would you put a game plan together for Devin to go out there and win the fight? Starting with Coach Rock, going to Coach B.
Oh shit! For Devin to win
the fight? Black Jesus, yeah.
What like hell, y'all train fighters, respectfully. So what would be y'all game plan? I have one in my own mind. You know what I'm saying? I probably ain't never gonna get it off because BVO ain't gonna let me. But Coach Rock, Coach B, y'all know more about it than I do. What would be y'all game plan for Devin to go win that fight against Junior?
I mean, I think what they're gonna try to do, because from what I understand, Ring not gonna be. It's not gonna be no 20-foot ring.
18 by 18.
All right. And so
Hmm.
I can tell you for a fact that the ring at Granite City Boxing is 18 by 18. So that's what
Hmm.
they've been working in. That's what he used to working in. That
Hmm.
being said, he gonna have to try. He gonna have to move, punch, and then hopefully he can clinch him and grip him up. It's like it's kind of like what Floyd did to I ain't gonna say it was Cotto, but Floyd did something to Photo where he would pot shot and then come in and tie up and
Hmm.
things of that nature.
So respectfully, what you saying? You would say he damn Klitschko brother.
Yeah, that was the trap. But the problem you got is they done got down. They've been working and planning for that clinch also.
I might be out of order.
No, you right. No, I gotta say, man, is man, I just can't see it. To be honest with you, but I mean, I think the best shot is to try to move and clinch. What he can't do is get hit. Like you know what I'm saying, he can't get hit with he can't even get hit with a piece of hook because he can get hit with a power jab. He can get hit with a power jab. He got to stay out that goddamn shell. So he gonna stay out that damn Philly. He gonna stay out that damn Philly shell from that standpoint. Best chance he got is to try to move to his right, move to his right, away from the power hand, and then
Hmm.
when B cut the ring off, try to flick jab his way and start back over. The problem with it is at some point the question gonna be whether or not he gonna actually want to take a chance to actually try to land a jab or try to engage with a punch. That's where the danger gonna come in is when he actually try to engage. But the
You talking
best
about? We
thing,
talking about Black Jesus?
hey man, you can call him Black Jesus all you want.
Go ahead.
All I'm telling you is I don't watch that man. I've been watching that man. I watched that man been knocking people out in 18 and 20 ounce gloves, man.
So
And now he got on goddamn and now you got on eights. And I think the problem is, he in dog shape, but even being in that shape, Devin ain't gonna bring the fight to him to even test his conditioning, which means I don't think you got to worry about him getting tired. You don't have to worry about B getting tired from that standpoint. You know what I'm saying? Because Devin's not gonna put that much pressure on him like a Santillion or somewhere where fatigue really gonna be a problem with it. But
now, Coach, hold on real quick, and I want to go to Coach B real quick, but I didn't watch, and I say this respectfully. I done watched Junior, you know what I'm saying, and when it studied, we done had this conversation before. When it studied how he looked after he got his hands done, and when I say his hands done, I'm talking about his hands being healthy. You know what I'm saying, not necessarily breaking his hands, being able to spar those type of things. I done watched that, but I done also watched Devin. At the current moment in time, the nigga Devin looked like he in tip top shape out there. That nigga looked like
yeah,
he in shape. You know
you
what I'm
ain't never
saying?
seen you ain't never seen Devin Haney get tired. But
That's
like
a
I said, you ain't never seen Devin. Listen, you talking to a Devin Haney fan, but all I'm telling you is that listen. Y'all know he a pressure fighter. He gonna pressure, but all right. In my personal opinion, the most
you talking
dangerous
about
motherfucker in the world is an aggressive pressure
real
fighter.
quick. You talking about Junior pressure fighter? You talking about Junior?
Junior is Junior is an aggressive pressure fighter, and that's a dangerous motherfucker right there
We agree.
with good timing and position. If you're if you're an aggressive pressure fighter, if you're an aggressive counter puncher, that's a problem, man. And
But
who can knock you out with any hand, man, that's a problem.
what we done seen from Devin, respectfully, what we done seen from the brother, and I think everybody would agree. I think y'all know boxing way more than I do, but we would all agree that, man, one of the best things for your chin is for you to be in shape. You know what I'm saying? For you to be able to, be able to recover if you do get clipped with some shit. All of you being in shape helps that.
All that.
And man, Devin, that nigga, Devin cut up right now. That nigga,
Man, you ain't never have you ever seen Devin out of shape?
what we'll say in the country, that nigga cut up like a bag. He cut up like a bag of dope right now. That's what he cut up like.
He cut up. He looked good. If he would fight Mario Barrios, he'll probably tear Mario Barrios' ass up. If
Yeah,
he was
fuck.
fighting Rolly Ramiro,
He'll
if
mess
he was
him
fighting
up.
slow, if he was fighting heavy slow Mario Barrios, he'll tear him up. If he was fighting, shorter, not really good fundamental Rolly Ramiro, he'll box circles around him. He ain't fighting one of them though. He in the
All right.
ring. He in the ring. He in the ring with somebody. He in the ring with a black boxer with equal athleticism, with a solid amateur background, and he got a good ass corner.
Now I'm biased. I picked Junior to win the fight, but I think you're a tad bit more biased than I am. I say this respectfully. We Georgia boys.
I am biased from that standpoint. I'm not gonna lie to you about that. I am biased, but like I said, you talk. I'm a Devin Haney fan.
Man, I love Devin. Devin can fight.
And listen, when B whip his ass, when B beat him, I'm gonna be back a fan again because it's like Coach Hackett said. A loss to Devin is not the end of the world. He got a he got a 3-fight $36 million deal with Turk Al-Sheet. At least that's what I'm hearing on that's what Mill City we're talking about on this podcast.
I don't know about that.
He in the second of those fights. Even if Devin loses, knocked out or whatever to be, he'll still be fighting Ryan Garcia. He will still get to fight with Ryan Garcia before Lil B will get to fight with Ryan Garcia because everybody want to see that fight.
Man.
It just might not take place in February, it might take place next summer or whatever, but Devin gonna make money.
I agree. I think Devin gonna make money regardless, but at the end of the day, man, I done been very critical.
It should have been the main event.
I agree with that. Well, we know how Turkey's gonna do. I had this conversation earlier. Turkey, they're gonna pick the bigger guys. Like Turkey, he's still in that thought process of, you know what I'm saying? If I got heavyweights, if I got light heavyweights, they're the main attraction. You know what I'm saying? So I think Turkey's still in that mindset. I think, man, we ain't heard nobody talk about Anthony Yarde and David Benavidez. Ain't nobody talking about that fight. And I say this respectfully, real quick. I say this respectfully to Abdullah Mason. Ain't nobody talking about Abdullah Mason, Sam Noakes. Man, we work. Ain't nobody talking about Bam Rodriguez and whoever the dude he fit a fight. Niggas talking about Devin versus Brian Norman Jr. That's the fight that everybody is talking about.
And you know why?
Because that's the best fight on the card.
It's the best fight on the card, and Senior ain't stopped goddamn talking. He ain't stopped.
Well, hey, shout out to Senior, man.
Senior ain't stopped. He ain't stopped talking. He ain't stopped talking in 6 months.
BVO, we gotta get Senior on the show, man. You know, Senior.
Yeah.
Shout out to Senior, man. Salute to my brother. Real quick, I want to ask Coach, Coach B, break it down for me, man. Same thing. And I think Insane. I think he's trying to pull up. I don't know, BVO, respectfully. I'm gonna let you handle that. But Coach B, as far as this fight goes, man, what would you say Devin need to do to go out and win the fight, in your opinion?
I think Devin needs to use lateral movement so he can try to offset punches that Brian wouldn't see coming using lateral movement. I think if he, in every exchange, be first. Every exchange, and use Brian's pressure and his counterpunch ability against him. After you jab, go with a feint. Make Brian counter. Brian has one bad habit of leaning too far over his front knee. So if you can jab and make him counter, then feint and make him counter something that's not there, and then run the uppercut. Boom, he'll go into it. You got a chance at knocking him out with something he don't see because he goes so far over his front knee. That's what I would do. If I had a backup plan, I would come out every round, double jab, throw a 3 or 4 punch combination, and then I would go lateral movement going backwards, make him have to come. And if he gets close to me, jab first and then tie up. And then I would have somebody in my corner that said 10 seconds. And I don't care if I'm going backwards. I immediately jump on him and engage, and I win the last 10 seconds. And his popularity, if he wins the opening 10 seconds, he stalemates the middle of the whole round, and he wins the last 10 seconds, his popularity alone will get him to win. It's the same thing Sugar Ray Leonard did to Marvin Hagler.
On that note, I'm gonna say shout out to Coach Rock. Hey, and shout out to my big brother Bernard. Hey, shout out to brother Bernard. I'm gonna say this on air. Brother Bernard is helping your boy BBO be a better person, man. Shout out to my man, brother Bernard, on that, because one thing I found out, like he said it best, you know, BBO can be a psychopath at times, and I gotta understand that. And as my grandma used to say, I gotta do it different. So I just want to say, man, on that note, I definitely want to dedicate the show to my brother-in-law who passed away. God bless his soul. He was a beautiful guy. He passed. It'll be 5 years since he passed. Just want him to know that I love you, man. I miss you, and may God be pleased with you. On that note, yo, we out of here, y'all. We see y'all soon. Peace.
Welcome to BVO Sports TV. In association with Brent Wade Holdings, the content you're about to see includes opinions, stories, and discussions created for entertainment purposes only. The views expressed do not reflect the official policy or position of BVO Sports TV or Brent Wade Holdings, LLC. Viewers and listeners are encouraged to think critically and form their own opinions. We here at BVO Sports TV would like to thank the sponsor of today's podcast, Prize